All right. We live. What's good, everybody? It's Game Talk. I'm Gangster. I'm here with Brimstone,
Hello.
RevTech,
Hi.
and my boy Blue.
Hello there, I guess.
This guy.
Don't give me this guy treatment.
I'm giving you this guy.
This guy.
This guy.
Here.
Oh, how's everybody
guy.
doing today?
Waking up, sir.
Eh,
Waking up.
Tired.
That's the same answer you always give.
Right?
Tired.
That's because I am always just waking up to do this show, bro. Excuse me.
So I guess
Fine.
how's everyone's week? That's a good question to start with, better than tired.
Tiring. Tiring.
Right.
Yeah.
Hearing
How's your
about
week, Blue?
hearing about the beer flu constantly.
Oh,
There's
the beer
week.
flu, watch out.
We all need to have Coronas in our hand.
No, like no joke. There was a poll that I think only 37% of Americans said they wouldn't drink Corona beer anymore, which I think that's a good thing to begin with. But
Yeah, less Corona is always a good thing.
it's like, yo, what the fuck? Who is dumb enough to think Corona with coronavirus?
What up, Arrow?
fucking-
A lot.
Now it makes me want to have some Corona.
So
Mexican piss water.
Hey,
I mean, that's factually correct.
That's
that
the only piss
Pacifico-
water worth drinking.
Pacifico,
Yeah, that
man.
Pacifico is pretty good. Yeah.
Yep. Oh wait, Pete's an MJD fan. He's disqualified.
MGD is
MGD.
nasty.
Okay, that's
Ya, ya,
forgivable.
papi,
If he said he had
porque
Bud
no
Light,
guapi.
then we'd have to like kill him on the spot right here.
Bud Light is when you're really desperate.
Ugh. I'd rather have Pabst.
So how's like Gangster's week? Since
It was a week.
Yeah. that's an answer.
You know, I mean, I got my new fan on my video card, and that seems to be working great. No more fucking crashing because I'm overheating. Although I discovered that my motorcycle I need to rebuild the calipers on it, so that's gonna be fun.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Someone
least
just
that's
needs to
something.
get an NVIDIA LOLs, right?
Yeah, this NVIDIA is always better in that situation.
No, I like my Vega,
Of course, AMD can't do no wrong.
and I can do plenty wrong, but I still like my Vega.
Fair enough. And my week, of course, was fantastic as always.
Oh yeah. Why?
Why?
Cause I enjoyed. I got to experience the greatness that was Code Geass this week. That's my week in a nutshell. I played very little because I'll be honest, I'm feeling
But he
less.
won't watch
less
the other
enticed
show
away.
that Pete keeps asking him to watch.
No, he did watch
I
the
know,
first
right?
couple episodes.
I watched like 3 episodes, but it's like, yeah. But it's like, I'm so happy I did watch Code Geass because it's a masterpiece. Yeah, I'll say it. It's a masterpiece.
If you ever get a chance, watch Claymore if you like Code Geass.
By the way, here's my Blu-ray for it. There you go. I have something of it.
See, I knew this motherfucker had a camera.
It's a, what's it called? It's not actually a camera. It's a VR set.
Now let's see his face now. Face
It
reveal.
depends how much you want to pay. Also, I came with all this stupid card shit because you know what? I am a fucking weeb, and it's okay in my eyes. Oh fuck, wrong button. Alright, there you go. There you go. I made someone happy this week. Just kidding. No, but that was a bit. I watched Code Geass. I watched the entire thing, all 50 episodes, in like a day and a half. It took me to complete it all. Keep in mind, guys, I don't have enough time to watch any of the shows.
Nope.
Not
Yep.
at all. Anyways, that's my week. That and a little bit of Overwatch because I had to play something this week. God forbid.
All I know is I'm looking at the articles that you guys posted, and I'm really stoked for the bill that would make Amazon, eBay liable for counterfeits. I think that's badass. About fucking time.
Right.
What do you mean by counterfeits?
Yeah, what
Excuse
kind?
my ignorance here.
Fuck.
Like fake
You know-
graphics cards?
Like fake graphics cards, fake PC hardware in general.
Oh, just selling fake shit. They
Yeah.
can get in trouble
Mhm.
for it. Like,
Yep.
is this the company like can get in trouble for it, or the person who sold it?
Well, that's the thing.
Both.
Like, I
They're
don't.
holding the
They're holding
company responsible.
company. Yeah.
Yep.
That seems kind of silly, in that it's not eBay that's selling the fake shit. It's the seller on eBay.
But eBay's allowing it though.
Well, but how do you disallow it? Like, how are they supposed to?
Change
I
the
mean, how would you
policy.
know?
Well, okay, but what would a change in their policy do?
Stop this counterfeiting that's been going on.
Yeah, but how?
How
Like,
would you stop it?
what policy change could they enact that would stop people from being able to sell? Like, it's not like they can test the stuff before it's sold.
No, but there are ways for you to get a proper business license to be a reseller.
You guys don't want that. Then nobody
Actually,
can sell
yes.
stuff on eBay. Oh no, 'cause
Yes,
then nobody
I
can
do.
sell anything on eBay without getting a license, man. I don't want that.
Okay, then this is your next best step then.
But how are they going
If
to?
you don't want people to have business licenses and actual fucking restrictions, Pete, then this is the next best thing, buddy.
Wait,
I
how?
agree with you, Brimstone. There.
What do you mean how? They're putting a restriction on people. If you get caught selling some shit, eBay could take you to court and get the fucking penalties that they're being fucking put onto.
Oh, that's what this is.
Is that
Okay,
what
that's a
this
good
is
thing.
supposed to be doing?
I don't know. I was just guessing.
Well,
That's how
that's what I
pulled
mean.
up.
Like,
Here, let me
Yeah.
read this. Let me read this. Fine, let me read this.
I thought that's what this whole thing was about. Indeed.
AMD has some, some flaws with their CPUs.
Still better than Intel.
yeah, one new one was discovered for AMD, although it's a pretty minor one. And then another new one was discovered for Intel, and that one is apparently intractable. It cannot be solved with firmware or any other type of software updates.
Yikes,
I
dude.
think that article, Brimstone, is what you're basically saying. When I read it, if it looked like
Actually, that's what I'm reading right now, and it looks like it's slow. It's close, pretty close to what I said.
yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing then, as long as eBay
Yeah.
can sue the one who directly.
Yeah, I got no problem with
made-
that.
Yeah.
If eBay is able to hold somebody who's selling fake shit accountable, that's perfectly fine. What I don't
Yeah.
want to see is like, man, yeah, having to get a license to sell shit on eBay. Like, no, that's
The government bureaucracy doesn't want business.
exactly.
It says,
yeah, I don't want
yeah.
that.
From what I'm seeing here, it says if the Shop Safe Act legislation passes, the focus will be placed firmly on the platform owners to properly police their own marketplace. That would surely cost the platforms more in terms of time, effort, and operational costs. But as trademark lawyer Josh Garbin rightly points out, quite frankly, it's about time that Congress did something about it because the online marketplace that exists today have not put consumers safely first, which I actually agree with. So, hey, there's
I mean, I
something.
don't know, man. They have lots of tools, like, because there's nothing. Anytime if somebody sells you something fake, you can always go get your refund on PayPal.
Take a look at Wish. Take a look what they're doing over. Take a look what they're doing on Wish. They sell bad graphics cards, and the minute you go to report, they're gone.
Well, that's Wish.
Same
and-
thing on eBay. They do the same shit. They'll
Yeah,
just
but
off
you can
their
still
account
get
and be done.
you can still get the refund from PayPal though.
Yeah, but I want the whole company taken down, not just my money back. I want the whole company gone.
Yeah, fuck. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, this is
I mean, it's
but-
great. It's
but-
great you can get your money back, great. But like, they shouldn't have equal rights to sell on
They
a
shouldn't
similar
be able to
platform
pop
as
another
honest
account up.
retailers.
They
But
shouldn't
again,
be
like a lot of this is individual people. Like, there's nothing stopping. Oh, there. You know, it's like there's no way to stop individuals from doing that.
Well, it looks like they're offering ways for that to control that. So that's all that matters.
I am wary about what those methods will be.
If it's Wish, honestly, I could care less. And
Well, yeah,
I know
that's Wish,
shitty,
though.
but like
Amazon,
eBay and
they're
Amazon,
Yeah.
because here's the thing, Pete.
Even
like,
Newegg's doing the same thing.
there are individuals that are getting on Amazon with fake emails that are actual, that are named after businesses, selling fake
Sure.
protein,
Hardware or whatever, yeah.
pills, hardware, clothing, and Amazon isn't, and to be fair to, I mean, I get it, Amazon's huge, but I guess it's the same thing that I hold YouTube to. Just because it's huge doesn't mean that's the excuse not to govern over their own platform. You know what I mean?
Well, but forget the fact that they're huge. Like, that doesn't even have anything to do with it. How are you supposed to stop individuals from doing that?
Well,
That's my thing.
it looks like it looks like government, by what I read on this bill that they're trying to push, is they're empowering those platforms to do more. So
Right, but I want to know
we're gonna
how.
see. We're gonna see. It doesn't say anything on how. It just says that they're going to push these
that's why
platforms
I'm
to
wary,
govern over their
because
platforms.
there's no way to stop individual people from doing this. I mean, like you said, it's they come up with a fake email and they sell something fake. Okay, but what could you possibly do to stop that?
And then what they'll do is they'll delete their account after the fact.
Well, I'm sure there's got to be a third party like software or some sort of registration.
They'll put an algorithm in place somewhere.
Yeah, like honestly, like I mean,
again, how does this? It's like trying to stop people from selling fake stuff on Craigslist. Like, you can't stop that. It's the only difference between people selling shit on fake Craigslist and people selling shit on eBay is that it's through eBay and not individually, in person. But it's like, well, how can you stop people from creating a fake account and selling something fake? I don't see a reliable method of stopping them.
Well, we'll see what happens when this bill passes.
We will, and I'm gonna bet right now that it's gonna end up being a clusterfuck, and it's not gonna stop people from selling fake shit, and it's going to stop a whole bunch of legitimate people from selling stuff. Because that's what these bills usually end up doing.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. See if you're right or if I'm right.
We will.
I'm tired of the bullshit. Personally, I'm tired of going online thinking you're getting a great deal on this product and you later find out it's not even a real fucking product. You know what I mean? Like, this shit should have honestly been nipped in the bud long before it got this far.
Well, but if there was a way to do that, they would have done it long ago.
I don't think they would. Honestly,
you don't think eBay would?
No,
you don't think they get hurt by every time this happens? Oh, I guarantee you they would.
Not nearly as much as you think. Maybe earlier in the days they got hurt a pretty good amount. You know what I mean? But like nowadays, when they got their they're established now, they got their money. Like, because getting a refund from them if you're not
it's a pain
preferred seller, dude, it's a pain in the dick, dude. Like, it's fucked. So like, I mean, they've already got a restriction there for that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not a high-rated eBay user or a power user, then you're not going to get the things you need right away. You're going to have to wait fucking 90 days like the next guy. So, I mean...
And you don't get your money when you make your account for the first time. You don't get your money right off the rip. You actually have to wait 90 days.
Which is stupid. So, like...
Well, but right
overall,
there,
no, I don't
that's an attempt to stop what you're talking about.
But like you said, it doesn't, right? So that's why I want to see what these other things that they're going to try to put in place that do. But that's what I want to see. I want to see what the next line of stuff is going to be for this.
But not being able to get your refund right away when you're a new user, that's an attempt to stop exactly what you're talking about. It's just like the
way
video games that don't let you either trade, chat, or do a whole bunch of other stuff if your account is brand new.
Well, the way eBay works is if you're trying to get a refund, they got to talk to both parties before and even that, it takes a good 30 days even. So, yeah,
and considering PayPal's methods of refund is stupid.
Yeah, PayPal, and if you pay with a credit card, it takes at least 30 days. Sometimes even longer, depending on the eBay dispute you have, because I've been on eBay since 2012. It's a real pain in the dick. It actually fights against you, actually.
And see, like, and before I used to think, okay, well, this was a good idea because of how they used to do how like these
And
eBay
Amazon
scammers would work.
Amazon third party retailers, it's 90 days.
Trash, dude. Like I
It's
try to
90
stay away from all those fucking hacks, dude. Ah, dude.
It's 90 days before you even receive your money with Amazon third party.
Yeah, be right back.
It's all a fight against you system. That's what it is. Unless you're somebody like
Well,
me
no,
that's
it's
been
not
on
against
eBay
you. It's against the people trying to scam them.
because I sell on eBay all the time, and I've been on eBay since 2012, and I get my payment immediately. But I've been on eBay for so long, it comes immediately to me, and my track record is beautiful on that platform. -1 negative review, but that wasn't my fault. Somebody trying to take a card apart for no reason.
I mean, but that's the thing. I mean, the stuff you guys are complaining about are eBay's attempts to stop the thing that you don't want to have happen. So I
Well,
don't
it's
see how
gonna-
more
well-
of that is going to be better when you're already complaining about the stuff that they are doing.
Well, what's gonna happen is eBay is gonna go and sue the person right behind it, so it'll teach others to stop doing what they're doing, or they'll continue to do it. Either way,
If it works out perfectly, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to.
we'll have to. It's a wait and see type deal, see how they implement it in place.
Shit.
Let's see here. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, I guess eBay, good or negative. We'll have to wait to see what happens with that one.
But that Razer shit, man, with their CEO, man, shit,
What happened with
Berating
Razor's
and-
CEO?
berating and threatening their employees, the CEO.
Really?
Yep. Their CEO has been threatening and berating his own employees, some of his employees recently came out on social media platforms talking about the work conditions being shitty.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I hear a lot of these. You've been hearing a lot about a lot of these companies, how the work conditions are garbage, and it's like, I mean, I feel for them, I really do, but on the other hand, like, I've worked so many jobs that have such shittier conditions than what they're talking about. It's hard to feel sorry for them. So I don't know exactly what they're complaining about in the, like, does it have specifics on what's so bad about the working at Razer?
Yeah, threatening to get fired, threatening, their work lives, things like that from the CEO himself. Dock of pay, threatening dock of pay, things like
I mean,
that.
for what though? Why was he threatening that stuff?
Go to that article. Go back and read.
Up in the brim.
He said he'll be right back.
Basically complaining about their PR stuff, pretty much. Talking about hours worked, things like that. And then the CEO on Twitter writing back to some of his employees, telling them they can basically shouting back and forth pretty much on Twitter with their 14 former employees. Basically, that's what they're talking about in the article.
Yeah, I need to know like absolute specifics because, like I said, we saw this a whole bunch with game developers and shit. They were talking about how workplace conditions were horrible, and it's like, well, for one thing, a lot of the conditions they were complaining about, it's like, dude, everybody has to put up with those at every job, basically. And then a whole lot of them were things that were self-imposed, like they're complaining about crunch time and having to work a lot of
what the article
overtime.
is saying, basically the article is saying on social media, basically it was saying to one of the former employees, if you can't fucking do your job, then what's the point of working for my company? Basically, that's what the fight was back and forth between.
Yeah. I mean, what's this whole thing about like Geforce losing more games now? Like Geforce now is losing more games.
2K Games is pulling out of Geforce now.
So how Geforce Now works is it's not technically, it's a remote play service. So it's all done in the cloud. All your games are synced up to the cloud technically, or they already have it on their servers, and then they bring it down to you through the Steam client. So whatever games that are not supported, they will not run, period. So any 2K game that you have in your library won't run. Any Blizzard game won't run, period. And Bethesda game won't run, period.
That's fucked. They lost some. Like, is there a reason why they're losing so much, or no?
Something to do with their agreement with these publishers. That's what it is. The money and the percentages that they were owed is not what Nvidia is. It's not all what it's cracked up to be, supposedly. That's why a lot of these companies are walking away, because the terms of agreement that they had under contract are not what it's all cracked up to be. So a lot of them are walking off the platform itself.
That's a
Well,
yikes
it's
moment
weird
for
too,
Nvidia.
because it's not like you have to own the game to be able to play it on GeForce Now.
Yes, and it's all
Like-
through the different clients in it. It's all
Yeah.
in the cloud already for you. You don't
So
have to download
technically,
anything.
GeForce Now is just a way of playing the game. It's not a way of buying it or anything.
You remember a company called Shadow, right?
I don't know.
It's pretty much GeForce Now. It's a virtual computer up in the cloud, and then what it is it has the apps ready to go for you, and the game's already on their server. All you have to do is have that game. You bought that game. All you got to do is pretty much click the game. It's already ready to go for you. So once you own it and it's supported by their service, you can automatically start streaming it automatically. There's no time waiting for it. It's different than Stadia. Stadia is automatically, you click the game, you can start playing right off the rip. There's no having to download. There's an actual download process with GeForce Now, with the client, and then making sure you have the right stuff for that client. They recommend like 15 down and 15 up or something like that to even get 720p 60 or 1080p 60.
Yeah, but I don't I don't see how it could be about the money though, because like I said, GeForce Now is not they're not a distributor or anything like that. You have to own the game on Steam or wherever to be able to play it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying this comes down to the publishers being greedy.
Yeah. They want what they want is because GeForce Now, the thing with it is there's a free tier and then there's a paid tier. And the paid tier is $4.99 a month. And I believe the free tier, it gives you 60 minutes of gameplay through their free at 720p 60, and then the paid gets you 1080p 60 or higher at like 4, I believe, weeks worth of gameplay.
So not to sound like I'm playing devil's advocate here to Nvidia, but it really does sound like to me developers are trying to double dip.
Yeah, because it's
And
not their
because
service.
they're not being allowed to double and triple dip the fucking consumers. They're saying we don't want our service or our games on that platform because we can't rip people off. That's what it sounds like to me.
We want Stadia levels of this shit.
Exactly.
What they want Nvidia to do is up their prices. What it looks like.
But here's the thing, but you're not entirely wrong.
They probably want to do what
because Stadia allows developers and them to double and triple dip on one title per person.
Right.
So and that's why I'm saying you're not entirely wrong, Blues, because that is going to be a business standard if they are allowed to continue to keep going.
I mean, yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Nobody wants to admit it in the gaming community. You don't even catch people here talking about this because they're, you know what I mean? Like, it's the hypocrisy is real, is what I'm trying to say.
No, like,
but yeah,
I know
they're totally gonna fucking just double and triple dip the shit out of people, and they're gonna keep doing it because they're gonna be allowed to because no one's putting them in their fucking place.
Like with the Geforce now it's called, right?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to play any game, like stream it, but you have to own the game beforehand, so you don't have to like pay anything, right?
No, you have to buy it and then you have to pay to use it.
Like a subscription.
Well, no,
service,
you
right?
don't have to pay to use it, but you're limited on how much you can play if you don't pay for it. Which, fair enough. It's Nvidia's.
So the free tier gives you 60 minutes of gameplay.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Stadia. Sorry.
No.
So fair enough.
GeForce
It's Nvidia's thing. It is a service, and they want to charge for that service. Okay, I don't like it, but I can get behind it.
The thing with what's happening in Nvidia is, like, I think Berm has a point, and we said they're just trying to triple dip, and they want Stadia. They want it to be more like Stadia, where they have to pay again plus a subscription to play their game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Which
like,
they can get.
This looks like.
This is Nvidia to hike their prices. That's what they want to.
This is another thing that's gonna have to go to courts eventually, where the game developers are trying to control how you play the games that you've purchased from them. Because technically, GeForce Now does not. I mean, it doesn't.
Doesn't what?
Ripstone remembers.
It doesn't do anything that takes away from the developer's cut. Nor, I mean, it's not illegal or anything. All it does is play the game remotely on Nvidia's servers and then streams it to what you want to play it on. So, a phone or a TV or whatever. It's not like it bypasses the DRM or anything. It's just another way of playing a game that you have purchased legally. And game developers are trying to stop it.
You remember the service that Linus
was right. It is
Shadow. You remember that?
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much GeForce Now is a virtual computer in the cloud, and it just runs the Steam client or whatever client is supported, and then it brings it down to you. But you still have to go and buy the game anyway from the service itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this definitely looks like just a triple. They're trying to triple dip here, which makes me want to support Nvidia in this endeavor, I guess. But it's like, I don't use streaming services as well,
I
so
don't
it's
either.
kind of like.
Well, but here's the thing, right? Like, so the streaming service isn't made for you and I. Like, this is not whoever's watching this podcast, that service is not for us.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is for people who want to get into PC gaming, but they don't want to pull the plug just yet. You know what I mean? They're beginners when it comes to the PC realm of things, and so
don't have the money for a decent PC or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So
or if you don't want to go out and buy a console in general, like when xCloud and all that comes out, you don't want to go and spend that $500 on that console,
right?
But you want that quality anyway.
Yep.
I think xCloud's got that the pricing skill, the way they're going to be coming out with theirs.
Honestly, I think xCloud, if anything, is going to be the leading service provider for this kind of content, because even in their earlier days, it outperformed Stadia does today. And you know what I mean? Like, I think overall, Microsoft might have something here that might be worth a damn, especially when you think about it. $15 a month nowadays gets you way more than $15 a month did back in the day when the 360 first came out, and they first upped it to that amount from $8. Remember, they didn't really give us a whole lot back then. Nowadays, it's quite a bit. So
think about it in this aspect, though. $15 gets you Game Pass and the xCloud all included with Live.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was my point. Yeah, because like I'm saying, it gives you a lot more nowadays versus where it was back in the day. Back in the day, we didn't have all this shit back then.
No.
All you got was cross-game chat and
Well,
fucking...
we did have a streaming service back then. It was called Online, but it flopped.
Online was fucking terrible, dude.
Yeah, and
Don't
EA
ever bring that nonsense into this chat, sir.
And you know what? EA wants to bring it back as their own streaming
Oh
service. Ain't that
God, of
something?
course they do.
Of course it's
EA
EA.
wants
It's
to-
like EA does some good stuff, but they have to fuck up. Like they just have to fuck up now. Like with the fuck up guys, it wouldn't be EA.
I think it's gonna be a two.
I agree with that statement.
I think it's gonna be a two-team race when it comes to streaming services. I think when it comes down to it, I think it's gonna be xCloud and Amazon and everybody else. It's gonna be they're gonna be the bar and then everything else.
I hope
Yeah.
whoever the most pro-consumer one wins, because like I would not want Google to win this one.
Well,
No.
Google's on life support at the moment.
Which, by the way,
Stadia,
I think
yeah.
my theory about Stadia being canceled, there's a 90% chance it's probably gonna happen.
Bro, when you go and look at Destiny 2, right? Sorry for interrupting there. You go look Destiny 2 on Xbox, right? And then you go look at Destiny on Stadia. And the Xbox One version looks even better. That's sad. That is just sad. And
Yeah,
then
'cause-
they're making you use up all your bandwidth that you have to even do it. That's just sad.
Yeah.
Because
that
Google's trying to turn their Stadia system into like it's an online version of a console, which I don't think that's gonna work.
But take a look who's running it. Phil Harrison. What do we know about Phil Harrison? Phil Harrison
Was he the one who fucked up Microsoft originally back in the day? Or?
Oh, he was the one at Sony that made bad decision after bad decision.
Yikes! How the fuck did he get that job?
I wondered how he got into fucking EA the way he did. He fucked up every sports game possible. He was part of their head sports division. And then Peter Moore is also part of Stadia too. Those two idiots don't know how to run a company.
How do these people still have jobs? Like holy shit!
What's next? They're gonna hire Don Matrick?
Oh come on, man. We can we just let that guy die? Can he just like find a hole somewhere, dive into it face fucking first,
He fucked up
and allow
he
us
fucked up a
to
phone
bury
company.
him?
He fucked up a mobile gaming company right behind it, put him out of
Zynga.
business. Yeah. Right out of business. That guy has no brains. And told
No,
everybody,
no.
oh yeah, 24-hour check-ins is a good idea on a console. Go fuck yourself. Oh, and by the way, game sharing with your friends and remote play is the devil. That's what he was basically saying when the Xbox One first came out. And more DRM is the good idea.
Yeah, you can eat a dick with that.
So
DRM
me and
needs to
Brimstone,
fucking disappear.
if me and Brimstone were playing online and I didn't have this, that, and the third, I'm getting banned off of Xbox platform. Good job, John Matrick.
I mean, thank God he got fucking fired.
Thank God
Yeah.
they put Phil Spencer in place.
It's like Phil Spencer knows how to make a good decision. You're hired.
Well, Phil Spencer is a PC gamer / Xbox gamer. It made sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's
it
doing
does.
good things for Microsoft at the moment.
He's actually making good decisions, and which is like, guys, this is hard for the industry to have.
Well,
we can't have people like this.
He recognized the PC market is a huge deal. So why don't we put our games on the PC market, offer Game Pass over here, and give everybody an a la carte kind of system? It makes
Yeah,
sense.
man. Because he probably saw the future. He probably saw the whole console exclusivity shit is gonna eventually die out.
Well, the Xbox is technically a PC.
I mean that's what most of these new consoles kind of were. They're kind of like PCs.
They are
And-
PCs, yeah.
And it's also if you're reading about the Xbox lately, they're going to be working with Steam to have some type of remote play baked into the dang thing. So it's
So
a
I think
win-win situation.
basically a PC at this point.
Pretty
Pretty
much.
much.
I
Pretty
mean,
much.
they were already PCs by PS4,
They're-
Xbox
They're basically
One,
just opening
but
the
now
door
they're officially like they're even using
What I would
desktop
like
hardware.
to see, what I'd like to see is Sony get on board with the whole putting their games on PC and finally getting.
I mean, I
around.
think they will, but it's slowly
put their own
happening.
app there. They should have their own Game Pass and compete that way.
I hope they
don't.
still put their shit on Steam.
I mean, I'd be totally happy with a Sony streaming service for their older games. It's the perfect system for it because you don't need super low latencies and super high frame rates because those games are all nostalgia games anyway.
I don't know
And
about that. Some of those games are still fun and good now. So
well, no, sure, but they're not competitive shooters being played. They're not modern competitive shooters being played as modern competitive shooters.
I would like to know what you mean by that.
It's not like you'd be playing a PlayStation 3 game competitively like you would be Overwatch or Destiny.
I mean, sure, but is there even one of those games? Are those games even still around the
Somebody
PS3?
just needs to come out with a homebrew box at this point and let people just put their games, the games that they own backup wise, and just let it be.
I think Sony sits on a gold mine with like not having their PS2 games be backwards compatible.
Well, because they call it's complex to make an emulator for it. That's what they're basically saying.
Well, PS2 isn't that hard. It's PS3 that's the really hard one.
Yeah, which I can understand doing like a streaming service type shit for the PS3, but PS2, I think it could be decently easy to make an emulator. Not easy, I should say.
Keep in mind, they gotta have Microsoft, Azure servers. They gotta give Microsoft somewhat of a cut.
I mean, Microsoft's doing the backwards compatible shit. I just want Sony to do it. I think that'd be
It's
nice.
a lot harder. So the PS3 was way different in terms of
Maybe
hardware.
not for the PS3, but like for the PS2 and PS1, that's not unreasonable.
But why? Like,
I mean,
if you can't get
options
PS3,
and also. So what? Should those old games just be thrown away and forgotten?
no, that's what I said. Stream
Absolutely.
service would work perfectly for that kind of stuff.
What they
Yeah, but what if someone doesn't want to stream it though? What happens then? Like, I understand for PS3, but what PS2 and PS1? What if someone doesn't want to stream it?
what they need to do is just make a homebrew box.
Can't always get what you want.
So someone should have to pay subscription just to play one game they really wanted to play from back in the day.
Then they don't have to do it.
So Brimstone, that Riot game looks really good.
The shooter, the hero shooter?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks pretty good.
Looking forward to it, man.
Or Vibulent, or whatever it's called.
There's something virulent, or yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
I think it's gonna be they're gonna have their own season pass for it too, which I don't mind.
That's fine. I mean, it's a free to
Yeah,
play.
they just said it was for cosmetics and skins.
What pisses me off is when you pay full price for a fucking retail game and you still get stuck with a fucking season pass. Like, that's really getting on my fucking nerve. Don't get me wrong. The companies, they gotta make their money somehow, but what's the point of charging an entry fee to the game if you're gonna nickel and dime someone to get the pass anyways?
Well, I like the I think the Call of Duty model should be the model going forward.
It's just a
Where
battle pass to Call of
there's
Duty
a
has.
season pass, but it's fairly cheap, and it's not necessary to continue playing with everybody. Like, you don't need to, but there's nothing in the pass that restricts you playing with other people, like maps or shit like that. I like
Also,
that
not every
system.
game's Call of Duty.
What's that?
Speaking of games,
Not every game's Call of Duty though.
Speaking of games, Overwatch comp, man, did you see the shit they're pulling with that?
I'll be right back.
Oh my
No.
god.
Pulling characters for the week, banning characters for the week. I'm like, really?
I don't see the
Really?
problem. I really don't see the
Oh,
problem.
I don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked
Basically,
at the
some
new season yet,
characters-
so.
Some characters might not be playable during that week, like Reinhardt, for example.
They're trying to change up the meta is what they're trying to do. Which
Yeah.
I think I'm okay with that though.
Which I don't know, man. Like, I don't see the problem with this. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, I can't do this for 1 week." Oh my god, the
Well,
crime, treason, high treason was committed.
I see both sides of it. I really do. If you're maining one character and you haven't played, I'm gonna put it in this aspect.
Well, you
in
should be
comp.
maining one character.
Well,
That's my
no,
answer
if
to
you're
that.
maining one character, right, and that's the only character you play, right, I see the frustration because if you go off of another character, you just cost your comp team hard.
Well,
Because
that's
you
the
don't
thing.
know-
You
because you
should
don't
be
know what
learn.
you're doing.
You should learn more characters. You shouldn't be playing one character forever and ever.
What happens if you just don't care for the character, period?
Then I'm sorry. Then like, why does everyone else have to? Why does everyone else have to suffer because you can't play another character? Honestly, like, that like what about everyone else here?
I mean, I have to agree with this one, man. Like, I have to agree because, like, why should everybody else suffer on the
It's
team
same with
on
the
a
Yeah,
ranked
then
game
what's
on a
gonna
ranked
happen is
game
what's gonna
because
happen
you
when
don't
you
get
start
your
taking
character.
choices away from people. People are just gonna stop playing your game.
choices. Oh, you can't play one character 1 week. Oh, my choices, dude. My $60 was stolen from me. Watch out, guys. There's a queue system. My choices are being stolen. No, like this. This is the
Not
same.
everybody likes the queue system either.
Nah, all right then. So, oh, what's the problem with the queue system? Oh, yeah, someone has to play healer. Oh no, the crimes in a competitive
get
game.
what
No,
Only
no,
they're-
no,
people
I
no,
can
no.
play
Whoa,
healer.
whoa. No, 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 no.
The
No.
crime. Sorry.
The problem with the queue system is that it locks you in to where like flex players are useless now.
Yeah, but how many people are actually flex players? Like, if we actually
Quite a
kind of
lot.
quantify the number, what does quite a lot mean?
I don't know, dude. I don't have exact numbers for you, but I knew a shitload of people who were flex players.
Doesn't League of Legends do the same type of system though, in a way?
A queue
Yeah,
system?
yes, they do.
Yeah,
So,
so they're
so the
going.
queue, but the queue system in League of Legends has been that way for years, and people have adapted to it. And the game meta has changed quite a bit.
Well, isn't Overwatch kind of copying that new game that we're wanting to play? They're kind of doing the same thing with that game in a way. So Overwatch is
I
trying to
think
get a step
so.
ahead
Maybe,
of-
yeah, maybe.
because they think it's competition at that point. Because that game's gonna have some player based, that's gonna have.
It depends, because will the game have a good launch? Because if it fucks up launch week, then that
Dude,
game
it's
can't
fucking League of Legends, dog. Look
It's
at
League
the
of
card.
Legends on steroids.
Yo, Blue, you and me were playing that launch week game for the card game, and look how popular that shit was. We didn't wait maybe longer than a few seconds to get into a game. So I mean,
Yeah, I'm not saying it will work, like, but it's like it has to be good launch week, or it's not gonna have a solid player base.
it's a Valorant.
Valorant, yeah.
Yeah, Valorant.
Valorant looks really good. It's like the best of both worlds. It takes
Yeah.
CS:GO and
CS:GO mixed with a hero shooter. Bring it, baby. I am about that life.
And I'm kind of excited for Bleeding Edge too. Like I want
Same.
some changing up in the genre a little bit.
Which one's Bleeding Edge? Sorry,
Bleeding Edge is the third person hero shooter / beat 'em up.
is that the one that the guys who made Hellblade made?
Yes, Ninja Theory made it. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
and I ended up checking it out before it left. Honestly, I didn't like it all that much.
You're
Bleeding
not
Edge.
the bro. That's not for everybody. You're not the only one. I heard of quite a like. It's funny because in the same week you were telling me you thought it was kind of boring. Like 4 other people hit me up and they're like, "Yo, this is kind of eh." I'm like,
It's
"Eh."
not
I'm like,
everybody's cup of tea.
no, it's not.
It
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of a little bit of Lawbreakers in a way. Just a tad
Yeah,
when
well,
I seen gameplay.
Yeah.
Lawbreaker's kind of. I don't think you should use Lawbreaker as an example because that game collapsed hard.
I like Lawbreakers. It's just fortunately everybody, shit on it because of what happened with Cliffy B. Cliffy B did not help the cause of that game, period.
Also, I think maybe like I don't want to be that guy, but I think Lawbreakers might have been too generic of a game where it's just like people didn't have an interest in it because it was just a generic hero
What
shooter.
they should have done is charged literally 25 for it instead of full 60. That was their
Especially since it
downfall.
was 60. Yeah.
And then you had Cliffy B saying, "My game's better than Overwatch," and you're trying to compete with games that are already got a good player base. Didn't help the cause.
I mean, you got a point there. Like Cliffy B should have just kept his fucking mouth shut. I bet you anything if he would have just shut his fucking yap, his game would have been more successful. than it was.
Then he came out with Radical Heights, which was pretty decent, and then turned around and said, "Well, my game's better than all X, Y, and Z."
Bro, I loved Radical Heights. I thought that was a fantastic
Yes,
fucking
it was.
VR,
It's still
dude.
being supported to this day by the modding community. That game's
mean, that's
alive and well.
I mean, that's the thing about like those games. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like Cliffy B was kind of being a what's it called? Where it's a trend chaser. Like he chased a
Cliffy-
VR trend.
Cliffy B should have just been an owner like Vince McMahon for the XFL and just went in the
Shut up.
shadows and kept quiet and let somebody run it.
I agree
mean,
with that.
I mean, he made a hero shooter because hero shooter became popular. Then he made a battle royale because battle royales were popular.
And speaking of Cliffy B's right hand man, what is his name? Is now over at Diablo 4 studio now, the head director of it now.
I'm worried for Diablo 4, by the way.
Rod Ferguson, he's over now taking the reins of Diablo 4 now.
Yeah.
I mean, it is
I'm kind of
Blizzard,
happy.
so
I'm kind of happy about that because he
I
did
mean-
a really good job with the last 2 gears.
I'm worried about it, bro, in the sense that like that's kind of my thing. Is like I'm a huge Diablo nerd, dude. Like
You've been cracking out on Wilson.
Wilson, yeah, I've been playing the shit out of Wilson just because I'm so tired of Diablo 3 right now. I've been playing so much of it.
That game looks
And
beautiful though on the Crytek engine.
It does.
Though.
It does. But what I'm worried about is I don't want Blizzard to continue down this path of repeating their mistakes.
Right.
I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of them destroying their legacies because they think that Blizzard needs to move on and do something new, right? And I'm not necessarily afraid of new things. Just don't kill the fucking franchises that I love in the meantime, you know?
make any franchise like Overwatch. Overwatch.
Fuck, right, dude?
works.
Overwatch is one of the biggest esport titles right now. It actually overshadowed CSGO for DreamHack. Like,
Yeah, it
that was
did.
the most viewed. Most viewed.
Why don't they
So-
make it into? Why don't they have like a first-person shooter version of that game, man? That would be cool. Like,
Of what?
don't
Of
even
what?
call it Overwatch. Just call it, with Overwatch characters. A different name.
What
And
game?
Just make it
Wait,
Overwatch. Just give it the Overwatch characters and just make it a first-person shooter.
But Overwatch is a first-person shooter.
Well, what I'm saying is like turning it into a different game. Have it like as the secondary game.
I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Rev.
I'm not sure either. Yeah, I'm just gonna nod my head and like, yes, sir.
No, take out the objectives and everything. Take it all out of the game and then literally make it its own thing.
Tell
like
me
you-
Overwatch
more like
into
more
like
like
a Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike. Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
I don't think it would work with like Overwatch structure has multiple classes. You can't have a Counter-Strike game while having tanks and healers and all that.
Why not?
It wouldn't work.
They do it
That's
all
simple.
the time. Destiny has it.
Yeah, but Destiny's also a fundamentally different game.
But she's saying it wouldn't work, except it does work.
Well, it's a fundamentally different game. Destiny is. Destiny's a PvE shooter first, PvP second.
Yeah,
Overwatch
but the
is a
PvP
PvP
works
shooter
just
first.
fine.
Yeah, it works just fine. Not, but like you're telling me Overwatch should be just like a team deathmatch game?
It
Because
could
have you
work
played
like
team
that. Why
deathmatch
not?
in Overwatch? Because it doesn't. Is it-
Overwatch already has a team deathmatch already. They can make it work.
Yeah, but have you actually played the team deathmatch mode?
Yes.
It doesn't work. I'm sorry to tell you this, but like
If they
Overwatch
give-
about
if
the
they give
objective,
every-
like
if
the
they take
payload.
if they take away certain things out of it and just give everybody a gun and make certain support, it would work.
Yeah, but how? Like if you keep disassembling it, then is it even still Overwatch at that point? Why not
Well,
just
that's
make
why
a
he
shooter?
said
That's what
make
I'm
a separate game.
Yeah, but
Look
why
what-
would you just use the
look what
Overwatch
they're
brand
doing-
instead of just making something new? Like that's
Look
what I
what
asked at that
Riot's
point.
doing with their games. They're taking characters from their games and making it into something else.
You're talking about their card game?
No, I'm talking about their hero shooter that they're coming out with. And then their fighter game that they're working on. Take the characters that are known and turn it into something else, a different genre. They could make it happen.
Maybe, but I think but that's like comparing like a MOBA because League of Legends was a MOBA first, so there's like more flexibility to it.
I mean, try different ideas. I mean, I like what Riot's doing.
How
with
is
their
that?
ga- with
Wait,
their-
how is that more flexibility? It's got even less flexibility as a MOBA.
Because you can make a first-person shooter MOBA or like use the characters from a MOBA. Fucking
What I want to see them do, I want to see an MMO done with Overwatch or
That would be
done
cool.
with done with
that's
just
what
the Overwatch
was.
world.
That's what Overwatch
I know
once
it was Project Titan. I remember. I saw the
And-
screenshots and it looked
And
pretty fucking cool, actually.
I mean, the problem was Project Titan almost destroyed Blizzard. You can argue Blizzard's destroying themselves now, but like Project Titan almost destroyed Blizzard like
But-
as a company.
but you know what though, Blue? I don't believe it for a fucking second, bro. I
Then what
really
happened? Why
fucking
had so
don't.
many people? Why had
Hold
so
on,
many people
hold
leave?
on. Let me fucking finish, dude. The reason why I don't believe it is because they made these same fucking claims about fucking Nova, Project Ghost. They said that they almost went bankrupt in developing that game. I want you to take a look at that game whenever you get the chance and tell me where a buggy piece of shit almost drove a company into the ground like that when they were already making hands over fist billions at the time at their peak with World of Warcraft. Billions, Blue. Not million, not 2 million, not a measly 3 million. Billions. Okay?
I know what a billion is, Rim.
I know you do. I'm just saying I'm trying to put the emphasis of the amount of income that they were making at the time, and they were making these claims even back then.
Yeah, but they also lost
You're
so
gonna
many
tell
people.
me you're gonna tell me that you're gonna pay a single fucking director over $8 to $10 million for one fucking project for a course of 5 to 6 years, equating about $8 to $9 million of. I mean, no, dude, that's a fuck. That guy better be a fucking amazing. He better be amazing. He better not be able to let that project die for that kind of money.
But he
right?
also left. A lot of people left. A lot of Blizzard veterans left during Project Titan, though.
You know why they left? Do you know why they left? Or do you know? Or do you know the clip notes?
They can't say the reasons. Don't they have to have that?
They
NDA still?
dude. They already came out. There's already one dude that came out in an interview and said that the reason why they left was because the amount of work that the team put into that fucking game just to have it ripped from underneath them. That's why they left. You don't work 10 years on a fucking game of your life, your hard work, your code, your 3D modeling, your concept art, your nightless, sleepless nights of being with your team and coming up with ideas and constant concepts just to have the fucking CEO to come down and be like, canceled. Dude, that is
Project Titan was canceled.
Because they claimed, okay, this is what I was trying to make the emphasis about Project Ghost with you. They claimed that they were losing too much money on a project, okay? They were still making billions with World of Warcraft in the meantime. That is why I don't buy this bullshit of, oh, well, we were losing too much. But no, people left because their baby got canceled and they spent a decade of their life for nothing. People seem to people don't seem to understand that developing a video game isn't about just the fucking money for some people. It is about their craft and their art. So when somebody comes up to you after you just spent 10 years of your fucking life, hard-earned life, dedicated into a studio and a team for this one game, just to have it ripped from underneath you, yeah, I'd fucking leave too. I'd tell Blizzard to go fucking kick rocks, dude. Fuck yeah. Sorry, I get a little pissed off about this because like Blizzard is a company I legitimately care about, and to see them do this shit again and again and again drives me fucking nuts.
But why are all these projects being canceled though? Like, is it just the CEO at the top, or is it something else?
So
like,
you have okay. So
we don't really know.
I can only speculate as to what the reasons are, and it's usually a speculation of mostly about what most corporations do. They have the CEOs and a board of advisors. Board of advisors are usually the bridge between shareholders and the company, right? The shareholders probably was like, well, we're not seeing any progress on this. We don't see we don't see anything for the foreseeable future. We don't know how you're going to make your money back on this. And they probably looked at it as just another money pit instead of looking at it for what it could have been. So, I mean, that's what it is to me.
Anyway. But here's the thing, to the investor at the time, did it look like a money pit to them? Because the game wasn't even in, because the game didn't even go into alpha, right? Or even any form of playability.
No, they got into the they were at the stage of composition. They were putting all the assets together finally, right before the guy came down and said, "Fuck you guys, you're out."
And that was 10 years later, right?
Right.
10 years later. So like maybe it did look like a money pit to them now, but it ended up being Blizzard's benefit because they made Overwatch out of the wreckage.
Well, I mean, but I'm also looking at
that doesn't mean they couldn't have made Overwatch and Ghost.
I mean, maybe,
Ghost or Titan.
Like there was nothing stopping them from after if Ghost had come out, there would have been nothing stopping them from creating Overwatch after that anyway.
I know that, but the problem is a lot of the assets like that are in Overwatch right now are from Project Titan. Like a lot of the characters, like Tracer, for example, was a character from Project Titan.
I mean, there's still nothing stopping them. They did that with Heroes of the Storm. They used a shitload of characters from every Blizzard game.
Yep. I agree.
Doesn't stop them from making a different game and making their characters a little different, but keeping the same player models. I mean, like I said, look at Riot. They're doing it now. And they're making it work what it looks like.
Like maybe we'll have to see how it works out. Like the card game worked, obviously, but like, how's the first person shooter gonna work? Like, is there even any gameplay of it or no?
There's gameplay of it. It
Wait,
looks like. Of the
Oh,
game,
you're
yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
Valorant? Yeah, no, there's gameplay of it. There's you go on YouTube right now and people got into the alpha test, and there's big YouTubers that are already promoting it. It looks really good. I've been watching some of the gameplay lately of it. I'm glad.
It's got some fast gameplay to it too.
Okay, but like, how is like hero shooters? Is it like more like Overwatch or Paladins? Because
It's
Paladins
like
and Overwatch.
Overwatch. It's like Overwatch with CS:GO skin, but better graphics.
Better graphics, more faster gameplay. It's much faster, and the abilities are much better to me. It looks to me to be better.
Like they're focused more on precision than they are flashy mechanics. In other words, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with that. I can get behind that. So.
Maybe, but
So-
I don't know. I was for a wait and see on that one because there's plenty of games that look good in pre-alpha versus
Sure.
what we get now.
Yep.
So what's on the
Maybe
next?
it's even-
Well, I'm
Oh,
just
so-
happy. I'm just happy to see different things though than the normal. That's my thing.
Sure, but like,
yeah.
but different doesn't always mean better though.
No, I just like
No.
to
Oh,
see.
neither's the same though.
I would like to see the
Obviously.
industry kind of like progress and see different, different changes, happening within that, that genre instead of the same old and playing it safe.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, but the playing it safe isn't just.
Because then you have the first person shooter effect where everybody just gets burnt out and then all these companies start losing.
Every
hand
game
over
copied
fist.
Call of Duty back in the day and destroyed franchises.
Well,
Yep.
I'll take it in comparison. Look at the music genre franchise.
Genre.
Take a look at, Rock Band and Guitar Hero. People got burnt out on it after the first. Instead of just releasing every 2 years a game, they released every year a game and a game and a game and a game, and people just get burnt out after a while. If you change it up and you have a company that changes it up, it means that more people will come to the franchise, hopefully.
But
I've been wanting a change.
Couldn't you
for a while.
argue that? Couldn't you argue that those games like Rock Band Guitar also died because the gameplay kind of got stagnant and the game got stagnant as a whole?
Well, that's the whole point. People got tired of it.
It was like
Yeah,
the
but,
whole
like-
Call of Duty and Halo every other year. It was like, people were getting burnt out on it. Eventually.
They
and
still
then
do Call of Duty every year.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
but there's not 10 games all releasing that are all like Call of Duty.
Not anymore because they used to do that. Remember how
I
how
know,
everyone called
and then
Halo
people
4?
And then people got burnt out on it.
and companies went to the wayside or they don't exist anymore because of it. It's kind of like the sports games. People are craving alternative to Madden. I mean, I guarantee if there was an alternative to Madden, people would go apeshit for it. And they've tried.
Yeah, but
and
also
it's-
sports games kind of attract a different market though, to begin with.
Sure, but people
Those
are
games are more casual friendly. I shouldn't say casual, like
I don't-
significantly more like normie friendly, you can say.
but that doesn't really change the fact that people get bored of the same thing over and over again.
Sure, but also isn't stopping sales because Madden and all these sports games keep selling fortunes over
No,
here.
they're losing sales.
By
Sales,
how much though?
Last
sales,
FIFA still makes hand over fist in Europe, so
Yeah, but they're not selling like they used to. None of the sports games are.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why they've been double bumping the Madden series here in the U.S. by putting out anniversaries, the anniversary edition, or they're bringing out the NFL X edition or the Madden X editions, is because their initial launch games aren't selling as much as they used to. So they figure if they just double bump it, they'll be able to get somewhat, more of a return on it, and make promises like, oh well, this edition is fixed, all the bugs are fixed, when they're not, obviously. So, and people buy it up, man. You got a lot of sports fans out there
And
that just
also-
want
and
to see their
also people are
sports
getting burnt out.
their sports franchises come back and be strong.
And the reason why sports games are failing too is because you got people like 2K that all they're doing in your face every 10 seconds is throwing a microtransaction at you. When people start seeing that kind of stuff, they're just like,
Yeah.
they're done. They're not going to sit there. Take a look at WWE. WWE 2K, they rushed it out so badly that there's so much jank and they fired their other staff of people that actually make their game really good. And people are just done. People are tired of the same, bubblegum bullshit. And they're literally going to stop playing your game. They want change. And
Yeah, but
that's
it's
when,
also the fault of those people for continuously buying like those microtransactions, like those FIFA packs. No one called them out until they started infecting other games.
well, now what's happening is you're watching people vote with their wallet. You're watching it happen.
It
with
took a
these sports
while.
games.
It took microtransaction destroying tons of games before they actually did something for it.
But that's how people are, Blue. We can't. It's not like we could go out and like force them to like stop being stupid.
Obviously, by a certain point,
They've
if you're
got to learn to not be stupid on their own. You know.
yeah, but like at a certain point, like if you're spending absurd amount of money on FIFA packs on every single FIFA game every year, eventually you're like, what am I getting out of this?
Right.
Like that's what I gotta ask.
I can say the same thing about Destiny or Fate Go.
Those are different games, and
Doesn't matter, dude.
doesn't matter what.
Doesn't matter. It's still fucking microtransactions.
Yeah, but not every microtransaction is equal.
When it comes to a spreadsheet to a bunch
You're
of
right.
CEOs, it is. No, seriously, think about this. To a consumer, you're right, Blue. They aren't the same. But to a
Like-
CEO or a financial advisor that has a spreadsheet of every company's financials based around DLC practices, it all comes to be the same thing to them. So they don't care whether or not they're gouging us or ripping us off. They're looking at it as this is what the trend is. This is where the money is going. This is how we're getting our returns back about 10 times fold. So we should probably keep doing this because this is what people are paying for. And that's how CEOs look at things. Unfortunately, that's just what it is, I mean, we can't help that. So unless people altogether just grew a brain and said no more, we're fucked.
Yeah, but also there's a lot of zombie buyers in the gaming industry in general, though.
Just like
Yeah,
everywhere
sure.
else.
Absolutely, yeah. So what's next on the docket, guys?
AMD coming out with their new cooler for their graphics cards. Looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, they're going with
Really?
Axial designs instead of blower coolers now, which they probably should have done for the 5700 series, but
They're actually going to have 2 fans actually on the card.
This should be interesting.
should work a lot better.
What I would like to see AMD do is take a step up on NVIDIA and literally come out with liquid cool cards again and have the 2 options and have a store on their site. If you want to buy reference design, you can either buy the 2 fan edition or you could buy the liquid cool 2 fan edition.
Well, they did that with Vega. They might do it with like the 5900 or 5950 XT or whatever their top model is.
I may talk down about AMD a lot personally, but the thing is, what I'm looking forward from them is better drivers and them communicating better. I want to see both of their, levels of teams talk together better. I would like to see them kind of get their acts together. Because their cards are cheap, and affordable. And what hurts is it hurts the game streamer when they're trying to, use their encoder. I like to see them, have a better, action in place. You know what I mean? With their drivers and whatnot. I would like them to kind of work with the OBS team and kind of make it a little bit better for everybody. Because,
they are doing that. It's just taking a while.
Their encoder is just a little complex for some people. Not everybody, knows every single setting of it. You know what I mean? It would be nice to see them make something, easier on the consumer. And then when they buy the card, make the drivers, work day one. You know what I mean? Because then they feel like they've been, screwed over when the drivers don't work, and they go, "Why did I spend the $400? When I could have spent, a little cheaper and got the NVIDIA card that does less, instead of ripping their hair out." I like to see AMD kind of just get their act together a little bit on that note. But everything else with their cards are fine. They do have the cheapest card around. The 5700 XT is like $350 at the moment. Sitting nicely at 350. That gives you pretty much 2080 performance. or somewhat in the ballpark of 2080 performance.
It's right in between 2070 and 2080.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for the way the market's gonna go coming up in the next couple of months. We got some new additions coming out.
Yeah.
I
And
just
I'd
hope.
like to see the used market kind of, calm down a little bit, because a lot of the cards, from a lot of what the tech reviewers are saying, it's expensive, and I kind of see it. So with these new cards coming out, it'll be nice to see that used market kind of drop down a little bit. Sorry, Brimstone, I didn't mean to interrupt you. My bad.
No, you're fine. Like I said, I'm just happy for the new stuff coming up. That's all I really had to say.
I'm happy to see what is it, a 5900 XT or a 5950 XT or something over the range. That would be nice.
That would be
I'd like
nice.
to see them. I'd like to see them do more VRAM on a card. That would be nice.
Yeah, I
Especially
think
for
this
us
whole
who are
6
regular
gig
people.
minimum thing is kind of a joke at the moment. I think it's just a meme.
Be right back.
Has to be.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the new CPUs from Ryzen. I want to see a 4600, X and a 4600. I'm kind of interested in that aspect. And I love the AMD approach where they keep with the chipsets. You know what I mean? I'm grateful to see them going one more year with, X370, X470 before they, do a new chipset altogether.
Mm-hmm.
And then PCI 5.0 comes out, so.
Yeah,
And
we're not going to see that for a while though.
Speaking of CPUs, speaking of an article, Intel's got a major security flaw in their CPU that can't be fixed.
Yep,
What you were saying, Pete,
another
earlier.
one, which I think makes the count up to like 12 now.
Jesus.
Yeah, they've been having problems with security, man.
Well, with these security flaws, unless you're in front of somebody's computer to hack the CPU, it's not really.
Not all of them. Some of them you don't need local access. Most of them you do though.
I'd like to see AMD, make a. I can't wait to see them put 8 cores as the mid range and go higher cores for their higher end processors. That would be. Hopefully this year they do that. That's the one thing I like about AMD. They don't give a shit about core count. They just give you more and more and more. It seems like every year. I like to see 6 cores become the entry level, and then see like maybe an 8 core be their mid range.
Yeah.
That shit would be cool. It means more for us video editors out there.
Which, by the way, I edited my first video last night on DaVinci, and that shit is amazing. That shit is really fucking nice, dude.
What is?
DaVinci Resolve.
Hmm.
Took me 3 minutes to render a 7-minute video.
DaVinci Resolve is the only software that works really well with the AMD encoder. Very well. Premiere don't.
No, yeah, Premiere does not. Yep.
I will never use Premiere again, dude. Premiere is
yeah.
trash versus what I dealt with last night. I mean, where did Blue go? Oh, back Blue.
Yeah, on mic for some reason didn't work there.
Yeah, DaVinci Resolve does videos pretty fast from what I've seen.
Like I said, man, like a 7-minute video only took me 3 minutes to render, and the rendering speed and the scrubbing is super fast. I mean, I had Vegas Pro, I have Vegas Pro 14 and 16, and neither one of those 3 are nearly that fast.
And DaVinci's free, right?
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
I'm using the free version, and the amount of free sheet you get with that software is actually really good. They have color correction. They've got where you could like bring up the colors in your video and bring down the saturation of the render. You can, I mean, it's pretty diverse, dude. Like, I was messing with it last night, and there's a lot of shit you can do. Dude, there's this thing on there where you could actually mess with the lens of the camera after you've been recording.
Yep.
So, like, the lens, they have, like, what they call lens correction. You can have a wider angle view. You can have the stupid bubble look if you want. I mean, it's pretty neat. I'm enjoying it. I'm surprised I'm liking it this much, actually.
You know what I like a lot right now is that Stream Deck. Stream Deck is the Stream Deck is a lifesaver, man. Especially you don't have to alt tab oftenly anymore.
Yeah.
That's the lifesaver of that. Talking about tech and software. Like the Stream Deck is an amazing thing. And I like the fact that I could have it on a laptop and I can literally I did a test on that and you can control your smart lights and everything right from it. Which is nice.
Yeah, it's pretty. You know what's funny is I've had mine forever and it's just sitting here. I still need to set it up. I'm just so lazy, dude. Like I just want to come in and play games and I don't feel like doing anything.
I hear that.
I feel you, man.
I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get it set up today. Nope, never happened.
Not today.
So what's up with Twitch and this guy in a gun and shooting?
Oh shit, man. Yeah.
What's up with that?
So
Him
apparently
getting
some
hit
dude
it-
was streaming, and he was playing around with his gun, and he almost
Well-
did the right thing. He ejected the round that was in the chamber, but he didn't take the mag out first. So all he did was reload
Well, he
it.
was yelling. He was
Rotate it,
yelling at
yeah.
he was yelling at a viewer, and he threatened, and then he turned around and like cocked his gun real quick, and then shot the can, and he didn't even. After he did, he was like, "Oh shit! I didn't realize there was a bullet in the chamber."
But it's like I said, he took the bullet out of the chamber, but he didn't take the mag out first, so it just put another bullet in the chamber.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's silliness. And I don't know, man. It's like I've been reading a bunch of people online tearing into this guy, and fair points and all, you know.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing about Twitch. They frown upon that, but meanwhile they let a couple of chicks choke out animals like it's nothing, and they get away with it.
That and also they literally have a stream of someone sleeping, and that's
Oh,
okay at
God,
Twitch
yeah.
too. So it was like, Jesus Christ, guys, pick a standard or get fucked. Like a guy accidentally shooting a can. That's stupid, but that's not fucking choking an animal or throwing your cat or saying certain words, even though it depends on who the person says it, of course.
Yeah.
Man, Twitch is fucking stupid. Pick a standard, please.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw a whole bunch of people saying a whole bunch of things. You know, this guy's an idiot and blah blah blah. And like I said, fair points and all. But like, it's a couple, man. It's like one guy was like, "Oh man, if this guy lived near me, I'd make a posse and go take his guns away from him." And I'm just like,
That's how you get shot.
right? Like Jesus,
That's how
dude.
you ruin people's lives. Try to
Fuck,
take a gun
man.
from somebody and watch what the fuck happens. Your life will be forfeit.
Fuck,
Right.
dude. And not only that, it's like you want to say all this shit, and it's like, yeah, but I know for a fact that you've done some stupid shit in your life, probably equally as stupid or close enough to this guy. You know, maybe not exactly the same thing, but everybody does fucking stupid shit in their life and makes fucking mistakes and shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, let he who is
Anyone
without
who's
sin
by that-
cast the first stone.
By that logic, anyone who makes a mistake with a car or a motorcycle should get their license taken away or whatever.
And their
Anybody
guns.
who- dude,
if you
anybody
can't handle
who
a car,
burns-
you shouldn't handle a gun either.
You shouldn't be able to stand in the kitchen and burn a steak then. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. No one's perfect. I've seen fucking drill sergeants in the fucking service make mistakes.
Yeah, cops
Like,
too. There's that
mistakes
video
are
of that cop that shot himself in the foot. What was it? He racked the slide, checked it, handed it over to the second cop. The other cop checked it, and then he grabbed it back, and then he shot himself in the foot. And so that's two cops that made the exact same mistake that this guy made. You know, it's like, again, he's stupid for sure, but people do stupid shit all the time. People make mistakes.
Yep.
Yep.
You know,
It's called
so-
being human. We're not fucking robots. We're not perfect. We
Well, I don't
can't make-
understand why this guy's becoming under blast. You know, I get he was trying to, you know, shut the person up, you know, within a
Well,
stream
he was just
being in.
he was acting a fool like on purpose. You know, he was just
Right.
he was playing a character, or you know, like he was really threatening the guy that was watching. Right? That's not, you know, he was just doing it for the laughs, but he was being an idiot while he was doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
You
I
know,
don't
yeah, it's
understand. I don't understand people nowadays, man. They take it to the extreme. Take a look at the people that are all over the beer flu, man. That shit's out of hand.
the beer flu.
Yeah, because you can't talk about it on, you know, certain platforms, you know, because, you know, it's frowned upon.
Yep.
You know, because, you know, we don't want to spread a pandemic, you know, around to everybody.
The levels of stupidity these CEOs go through for the sake of saving face is beyond, like, beyond anything I've ever thought I'd ever witnessed in my life.
You know what I don't understand is people going out and then, you know, buying EMT kits and shit like that. Like we're going through the fucking plague.
Oh, funny story, by the way. When I was at the grocery store today, I literally saw a group of people just having their carts full of water, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, people, like, what the fuck?
I mean,
Well, it's costing everybody else because the hand sanitizer thing, right? Hand sanitizer now is in a price hike because so many people have bought now hand sanitizer. It's like, do you understand hand sanitizer does not help the whole germs and shit like that?
oh, I mean, it
Hand
does,
sanitizer.
but not like washing your hands with soap and water does.
Right.
And it's like, if we want to go back to a standard, people wash their hands before they shake hands. I'm fine with that. How about that's basic, normal stuff, guys?
We learned
Yeah, it's
this
like
in
common
elementary
sense
school.
shit. Bro, there's like, you know what's fucking gross, dude? Is like, and this is one of the reasons why I won't eat where I work at. Because these motherfuckers handle your food.
Oh,
And they can't even be bothered after taking a shit or a piss to wash their fucking hands, dude. You want to talk about something that
No.
pisses me off and it like drives me nuts, dude, is that. Like, if you
No.
handle food or you handle anything that someone ingests or is around anything anybody ingests and you don't wash your hands, you should be fucking fired.
Is that
Oh my
against-
God,
isn't
dude.
Isn't that against a lot of laws in a lot of states?
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, it is, dude. And the thing is like, if you're in the privacy of your own home, I don't give a fuck what you do, right? Like, I could give two shits. You're not in the kitchen where the food's being made that I'm eating, okay?
Right.
I don't give a fuck. But if I'm paying $30 for a fucking steak and I see this motherfucker go in, take a shit, and walk out without even going to the sink, I'm reporting your ass. Like, I've done it so many times where I work because like, I've told motherfuckers, like, hey, wash your fucking hands, like, mind your own fucking business. I'm like, there's the door, motherfucker, if you don't want to work here anymore. Like, these are people that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. These are people that are paying our check, paying our wages every fucking day, and these motherfuckers can't be bothered to wash their fucking hands.
By the
Ooh.
way, when I used to work at McDonald's,
Sorry.
When I used to work at McDonald's, this was kind of common. A lot of people I knew at McDonald's didn't wash their hands at all. I'm like, yeah, I got it. Or even shower. Like, even shower, like, fuck, man. Like, another thing, if you're going to one of these conventions, take a shower. It's just my advice.
Common sense. If you're gonna be around people, you should go home, take a shower, whatnot.
Yeah, but apparently it's not common sense because whenever you go to these conventions, it smells like ass and no one showers, apparently.
Well, and
yeah, it is kind of gross. That is kind of
people
gross.
in general, like, you know, like, when did you not know not to wash your hands when you're at public places? Like, is that's new?
Or after taking a shit in a public place and you
Right,
go and
that's
you
new.
handle food.
I mean, I guess it's the upside of everyone freaking out about the coronavirus. They're doing basic etiquette, or whatever you want to call it. I said etiquette now. It's like, oh man, it took this long. You know what? I'm all in support of the coronavirus now. If you
Yeah,
want-
right?
because of
Like,
it.
The common cold kills more people than the coronavirus at the
No,
moment.
no, not the cold, the flu.
The flu,
flu.
sorry.
Yeah, cold hardly kills anybody. It's the flu that kills more people than you would think.
I just don't get it, dude. I have problems trying to this is why I give up on trying to understand people sometimes, because they all flip out. They all run to the stores. They all run and buy out the fucking water that's on the shelves, the TP, the fucking, the survivalist instinct that kicks in. Like, they're all willing to do that, right? But they can't be bothered to go wash their fucking hands after taking a shit. Like,
Right.
what?
I mean, here's
Like,
the thing. I think
those are the kind of
good.
people, Blue, I think I agree with. Like, yeah, I hope the fucking coronavirus comes over to your house and wipes you out. Like, you're fucking disgusting.
You know, likelihood it won't, though. That's the thing. And the worst part
You know what?
is
Fuck
just,
that. Coronavirus is too nice. Give them an intense version of the common cold.
please.
it
No, but like it's immensely frustrating. Like that.
is. It is.
It's
You want
like,
to talk about something that could trigger me, dude? It's that. That right there. People's stupidity. 100%.
and also, but I think it is. But there is some good in there, though. I'm not going to completely shut it because I think you should have it like in some form of emergency kit in your house just in case.
Oh yeah.
But everyone's just overreacting.
Sure, yeah.
And also, like obviously, you should have some form
You
of
should
an
have one
emergency
in your
kit in
car,
your
and
house.
you should have one in your house.
I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But it's,
Yeah.
but
Water,
everyone's
food,
overreacting. And
medical supplies.
And
You know,
the
it's
sad
just
part
good
is
to have that stuff.
the sad part is they're jacking the prices up because they're selling out everywhere of this shit because people are buying 2 or 3. They should put a limit on this shit.
also, it's because
Honestly.
they probably noticed that people are being stupid and they want to profit off people's stupidity.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't blame. I can't blame.
Bro, if I was
them
in charge
as
of
a company.
Sam's Club, if I was Sam Walton, dude, you damn right. I'd be like, oh, people are buying water like that? Shit, $60 for a 5-gallon jug and see how slow that shit goes.
They'll still probably buy it because you have like news telling them the coronavirus is gonna wipe you out, guys. Watch out! It's the Black Plague.
I'm watching people buy canned food, like, burgers in a can, and I'm like, what?
I mean, canned food's fine, but
Yo.
burgers in a can, like I'm good.
Yeah, that EMT
I'll
kit
take soup.
shit. That EMT canned shit where the food is preserved, so like we're like in like war times. I'm like, what? People, we're not in war times. We're not
And
like
also,
in
if
our
you're-
basements.
If you're buying emergency food, I recommend getting like proper emergency food, like from like online retailers, not like some shit from Walmart that you don't know if it'll actually be preserved versus something you buy.
Well, I mean,
Well,
canned food, soup and shit, that's fine.
That's preserved, but people are buying like fucking snacks and shit. Like, yeah, guys, I'm sure that's gonna work out.
I mean,
I just think people need to take a step back and calm down. It's not the biggest.
I don't. Here's the thing, I blame them, but at the same time I don't, because like give like the news like going all freak out about it. I know it's because my mom was
Dude,
telling me, should I really worry about the coronavirus? I'm like, oh my Jesus, I forget the numbers, and I was like, oh no, please stop.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Blue. Like, I do blame people because they give the news that kind of power.
Yep.
I do blame them because they don't know how to look up stuff. I blame them because they refuse to fucking move with the goddamn times, go out, buy a PC, and get on that bitch and start researching shit. Like, I blame them for fucking all of their own issues, dude. They are fucking idiots. I'm not saying everybody's like this, of course, but the majority. There is a huge majority in our country that are fucking morons, and they're in charge of too much. Oh, dude, I could go on. I could go on for hours about this, dude. I'm just gonna shut up right now, because I could easily go on about this and how stupid people are. Because people is what pisses me off the most. So.
Yeah, it's insane. Other than that, I mean.
Also, if anybody that's watching or will be listening, there is a new OBS version in beta at the moment that does offer game app support for Microsoft games and stuff like that, which is nice. I hope XSplit adds a feature like that too. Or do they already have it already for Windows games? I
think I have something to end this off a little bit for everyone else. Let's talk about the HBO Last of Us shit, I guess, now.
Oh God.
I'm mixed on that. I think it'll be okay, and at the same moment, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, it's being made by the Game of Thrones. They got the 2 writers that did Game of Thrones, so we'll see.
D&D.
Yeah.
Are they question? Are they going off their own source material? Are they going off a source material, or are they doing their own shit? Because if it's their own shit, then oh no, that's my opinion on that one.
They're going off the video games.
Then I think they could do good. But if if they're doing their own shit like they did with Game of Thrones season 8 and season 7.
Okay,
and
off topic real quick.
Yeah.
I'm watching the XFL at the moment, and they got a whole beer. Beer. What is it? you know, when you finish up your cup, they're doing a whole beer line going up into the air, up the stadium and everything. All the fans are contributing to it. I think that's fucking cool. They're allowing it in the stands. That shit's kind of cool. They have a whole like statue going on of beer cups and shit. That's kind of cool, actually. I gotta love the XFL letting the fans have what they want compared to the NFL.
Down for this.
Yeah, I'm kind of down for the fun. They're letting the fans have some fun. That's kind of cool.
And they're letting players taunt other players too, and not penalizing them. So that's cool.
Well, back to the Last of Us. I think the show will be all right.
I think it's
But,
gonna be a bunch of woke bullshit.
It could be good if they follow the source material, because like I said, if D&D is doing their own source material, then I could see this going downhill. And the biggest example of that is season 7 and season 8.
Season 7 wasn't even all that bad of Game of Thrones. It was season 8 that put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. But it was like season 7 wasn't good at all, and that was all their own source material. Season 7.
Wait, what
That's
are you
why
talking about? What show?
Last of Us
The new Last of Us that's now being under development right now
by
for
HBO.
as a series.
And I'm only saying this because, like, if I think it could be good for following their own source material.
Okay,
but,
I'm sorry to all Last of Us fans. I didn't care for your game.
I mean, I thought the first one was all right.
The first one was fun, yeah. That was the most impactful.
I mean, it was kind of cool, but it's like now the new one doesn't look as good to me because you're gonna have teenage Ellie, which I don't really care. That's fine. But Joel,
who plays Ellie? Like, whose player model did they take?
I don't know. But you have Ellie. You have like Ellie and Joel now, but it's like Joel, as far as we know, could probably be dead or not be even in the second game at all. Which at that point, I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Isn't she a super zombie or something like that? If I remember it.
No, she's immune to the virus. Like she's immune to becoming zombieified.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, how are they gonna do the second Last of Us with the new without like the character dynamics of the first game?
Oh, Ellen Page is her name, something like that. Yeah, that's what everybody.
I didn't know that was confirmed though. I thought that was just people speculating on who could be the actors.
No, they took her player model and she was suing the company for it, and then she backed off of it because they took the same player model from what's that other game, Beyond Two Souls, and made that into the Last of Us type player model. She wants to play Ellie in the actual show itself, the grown-up version.
I mean, sure, but it's like, if it's gonna be based off the games, then how much are they gonna do? Because they have the first game, which they probably could make a season, maybe a second, probably 2 seasons off it. But like, what happens after that? Because Last of Us 2 isn't even close to out right now.
They should just turn it into a freaking movie and be done with that.
I don't know about making it into a movie, because it's difficult to make all the events of the game into one movie without doing a lot of cuts. And also depends on who's writing it too. And I'm like very 50-50 when it comes to D&D over here.
We'll have to see, wait and see when the show comes out and see a trailer and all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, if they get the character dynamics of the first game right, all well and good, then I can see it being very good. But like I said, that's a big if.
Yep.
I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing a whole bunch of people praising it for having a lesbian character.
I mean, sure, but it's like
the same people who bitch about anime sexualizing kids, and it's gonna be
Ellie's
the same
13.
shit.
Is that even really a kid?
Yeah, that's a fucking kid, man.
I mean, yeah, obviously it's a kid, but it's like I think that's different, like a 12-year-old or even less.
Yo, Pete, I'll just go ahead and save you the trouble. You're not gonna hear a goddamn word, dude. Because it's The Last of Us.
And it's a double standard, like we've already talked about this before.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of good things, Sonic coming out with their modular power supply.
Oh yeah,
the way they are.
With the new what do they call it? Something bar or.
It's a bar that you stick on the side of the case that'll allow you to plug in all your CPU plugs and everything into it. Even better.
Yeah, those I wish they had those out a couple years ago, or like a year ago when I bought my power supply, because that shit looks fucking awesome.
Right.
So much easier instead of routing cables everywhere.
Yep.
Looks pretty cool
Yeah.
too. It's got lighting on it and stuff, so if you've got a glass panel on that side of your case, you know, it's got a nice RGB logo on it.
RGB life, guys.
That's right.
Ooh.
Do you want your computer to look like something that came out of the Skittles rainbow?
Yeah.
There you go, bro.
I just want some nice, you know, performing fans. I don't need the fucking colors.
I'm thinking about getting, like, if I don't get that case from our boy yet, Max, god damn, I keep name dropping you.
Yeah,
Rev.
No,
Oh
you're
no,
good.
we know Rev's name now.
I used his
Exposed.
slave name.
I don't care if you call me Max, dude. It's all good, dude. I get it. I feel you. It's all good.
I'm thinking about just saying the hell with it. Tell him to keep the case. Send me the other shit. I'll buy me a new case.
What case you thinking of going with?
I'm
I really like that
looking
fractal
between-
glass case that they got going
looking
on.
between the fractal glass and the Lee Lee one.
Ooh, Lee
Yeah, he
and
makes
Lee.
good
Hell,
cases.
hell yeah. You know what? Me and Brimstone have the same mindset because I've been looking at that new glass case from Fractal, that Tech Jesus, Mr. Gamers Nexus, that I disagree with that review, saying the airflow is not that great, and I'm like, yo, the side of it has plenty of airflow. What you on about, sir?
Bro, like, not to mention, I can't really take a lot of these case reviews seriously because, like, they don't even, and usually, I'm not saying they all do, but a lot of them don't utilize the case properly. So it's like, it's kind of hard to take them seriously. I know their hearts are in the right spot. I get it.
Well, if
But
you're
it's
going
like,
for
come
case-
on, bro.
if
They
you're
have
going for
jumpers for a
case-
reason. Use more fans if you have to. Like, really utilize the case space. Don't just put the bare minimal in it.
If you're going
Well,
for
that's-
case
yeah,
reviews,
that's-
Hardware Canucks is pretty good.
I never understood that why they only tested it with the stock fan configuration, because it's like, dude, the first thing anybody does is buy more case
Yep.
fans and put more
Right.
case, like, especially if you're doing a review based on cooling, because it's like, well, yeah, dude, they're not gonna give you a whole bunch of case fans, because that would just increase the price of their case, and people want their own fans. Like,
Well, what annoys me, Gangster 2, is when a lot of these reviews, not saying all of them do this, but like, for instance, Bitwit, for instance, right? We all know who Bitwit is. Paul Hardware's friend, right? I don't like the fact that he turns around and says, oh, yeah, you need to get custom sleeving cables and dirt. And I'm like, in a perfect world, that would be great, but that's like an added expense of $70 right behind it.
yeah, for something you don't really need.
Right. Like, is that really efficient? Like, do I really need those extra cable extensions to make my computer look even more sexier? Most people are gonna think it's sexy as shit anyway. With the black cables anyway. I mean, most people can't afford it. You know what I mean? Like liquid cooling, not everybody can afford it. You know.
It's gotten cheap in recent years, though.
Yes, it has.
AIOs especially. But yeah, I never really got that, because if you're testing a case based on airflow, why would you only test it in the stock fan configuration? I mean, they don't fill up all their fan slots for a reason. They give you one or maybe two fans, you know, for those people who don't want to buy anything extra, so that, you know, it works. There is actually some airflow, you know, right out of the box. But like most people, you know, they want either RGB fans, or they've got their own fans with AIOs, or, you know, they want to, you know, go super and grab the Noctua,
NHD 14, 15.
yeah, you know, the honkin', you know, industrial IPPC fans. You know, it's like that. It would only make sense if you were going to review cases for airflow, that you would review. I mean, sure, review them as they're laid out stock, fair enough, but also, like, why would you not review them with every case fan slot taken up by a fan?
Right.
I mean, that only makes sense to me. You're reviewing both stock for the people who don't want to buy any extra case fans or whatever. It's like, okay, this is how it performs right out of the box, and then, all right, now we've put a decent quality fan in every fan slot, and here's how it performs, as your, average PC enthusiast would do it. Because, like I said, what most people do right out of the box is put a fan in every slot that they can.
Well, here's another thing is with these reviewers, like when they get the some of them when they got the custom built computers, right? They were nitpicking on cables being loose. That happens with the shipping. So why are we talking to company when the cables are loose? By shipping reasons. I don't understand a lot of these tech reviewers and shit out there. Really. And they nitpick over the most easiest, stupidest things ever. Like the average person that's building a computer is going to be okay with 2 fans in a computer usually. But if you're somebody like myself, I want to have as much fans as possible. I mean,
Shit,
I want
dude,
to have
I've got
6. I want 6 fans in my computer, man. I don't care.
including
I
my
mean, right-
AIOs, I've got 9 fans.
I got about 7.
And
mine.
they're honking fans too. I don't fuck around with that.
No, especially if your room gets hot during the summer, you don't want to fuck around with that kind of shit. Especially when you're putting thousands of dollars of hardware in your PC. You want that shit to stay nice and cool as possible.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as much as I like Gamers Nexus because they do good work, they piss me off pretty often.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Steve fucking drives me nuts, dude. Like, there's sometimes I can't even watch his stupidity, dude.
What is politically correctness at times?
Well, that's his audience. His audience are being a bunch of SJW fucking retards when it comes to PC gaming. But for the most part, like he like what Pete's saying, like he does do good work. But Steve, like, I just want to fucking rip him by his fucking long ass hair and shove his face up Linus's ass, dude. Like, oh my god, dude. Because there are so many things that he does that are good that I can forgive. But to sit there and assume that every consumer only utilizes everything to the bare minimal, like,
or that, especially because it's not like the bare minimum gives you any idea of what a case will do when it's got all the fan slots populated.
Well,
it's not like you can extrapolate from, if you got 2 cases, they both come with 2 fan stock, but one of them has 8 fan slot total and the other one has 4 fan slot total. It's not like you can use the numbers from the stock configuration to extrapolate what they'll perform like when they've got all their fan slots populated.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously the one with 8 fan slots is going to perform a lot better. So it's like, why wouldn't you include both? Like, you need both of those numbers to make a decision about how those, because like I said, if you're an enthusiast, you're not going to leave it with just the 2 stock fans that it came with. You're going to grab the best fans you can buy and fucking chuck it, stuff it full of fans as you can do.
Well, take a look at somebody, Kerry Holtzman. Take a look at him.
Yeah.
His whole
I can't watch that.
Politically correctness, and also tells people, oh, overclocking's for the devil. You're a fool if you do it. And I'm like, what are you on about? Overclocking in some situations makes the situation even better.
Dude,
as long as you got the thermal headroom, it's always worth it because it's free.
The fact that guy can't even admit when he's wrong about shit is the reason why I can't watch him.
Yeah, that's true.
He can't admit when he's wrong. If you call him out on it, you're just trying to be a clout chaser.
He was also saying that most people go Intel over Ryzen. I'm like, what are you smoking, dude?
Please. Ryzen has like way more of the market share right now.
The Office
not like
PC
total, but like of
Ryzen.
new CPUs sold.
I'm like, the Office PC person is wanting something right then and there, and they don't care what side they're on.
Most major corporations that I've ever dealt with on gaming and or fucking adult gaming, as in slot games, don't use AMD. They use i3s for their PCs.
Or
Celerons because they're doing basic applicable work for human resources.
He doesn't understand.
99% of my casino runs on an i3 processor or its equivalent. That's all they need. Like, I don't know what he's on about.
Well, I don't understand. I don't understand some of these tech people, like like him. Sometimes Paul's Hardware when they go on about their shit, man. Sometimes it drives me a little nuts.
But when Paul's wrong, but I'll give Paul credit. When he's wrong, he can fucking admit it, dude. That's what I like about him, and that's why I watch him. Him and TechBit, like they both, if they're wrong about something, they'll come out and say it. They have
who
no
I'm
problems
digging a
with
lot is Tech Yes City. I mean that
Yeah,
guy.
Tech Yes City's pretty good. Yeah,
he's taken some older hardware shit and made it,
revitalizing it. Yeah,
and like older Xeons are good to this day. Like 6 cores, 12 threads from them are really good to this day. So
yeah.
But I think a lot of these bigger names, man, they need to take a step back and realize that not everybody's using it for what their needs are. What they're
Or like, okay, so one of the things that like, and I had to comment on this because it was just so fucking irritating. Gamers Nexus did a video about AMD lies. I can't remember what the exact title of it was, but AMD's misleading.
Are you talking about his how? Wait, are you talking about how AMD the 3900 stuff that he was talking about, right? Where he's saying
when they were
that
streaming.
Yeah, he's saying that doesn't really happen. I'm like, yes, it
yes,
does.
Okay. So first off, he says that because AMD puts out this video of 2 streams, one with a top-of-the-line Intel processor and one with the 3900X, and the streams were done. What was it? It was 1080p, 60 FPS at 10,000 kbps at fast.
Something like that.
Something like that. It was heavy duty streaming, right? And of course the AMD processor was just crushing it. No frame drops, no nothing. The Intel was struggling, right? And so Gamers Nexus comes out and they're like, "Well, yeah, but this is totally not a realistic use case."
The fuck it ain't.
And AMD is only doing this to. I can't remember his exact words. I'd have to watch the video again. But basically, AMD is only doing this to illustrate their better streaming performance. By using a artificially high load. And it's like, okay, well, for one thing, first off, no. I could totally believe that somebody might want to stream like that. Okay, but second off, even if it is, the whole point is to illustrate that if this CPU can handle streaming like this, it can certainly handle whatever you want to throw at it. Doesn't matter what your personal streaming needs are, this CPU can handle it because it can handle something that's so heavy duty that most people aren't even going to be touching it. Second off, it's no different than an artificial benchmark. I mean, that's exactly what an artificial benchmark is. It's a unrealistically high load to illustrate the performance of a CPU, GPU, whatever, in a situation that's so over the top that it's like,
see what gamers
in order
Nexus
to
doesn't understand, right?
Well, hang on. So the whole point of an artificial benchmark is to present the part that you're testing with such a high load that it's well over what anybody would give it normally, right? That's the whole point.
Right.
And so in that sense, that stream is no different than an artificial benchmark. And it's like, and here he is saying it's like it's what was his words? It's misleading is AMD is misleading, and it's like, wait a minute, dude. Okay, first off, they outlined exactly what their settings were, right?
But Pete, who is doing artificial shit when they're game streaming? Really? I mean, the way they're making it out to be is who in the average mind is doing that? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
the whole, you know, artificialing, doing things like that. You know what I mean? What they're trying to say. Are they the average consumer is just, I mean, the average person is just hitting a game and hitting stream.
Sure,
I mean,
but the whole point of an artificial benchmark, in whatever form it takes, is to outline the performance of the part by giving it a load that is
right.
unreasonably high. And so just like, you know, Prime 95 or, you know, Super Pi or the Blender donut test or any of that stuff, you know, you have a load that's way higher than what a normal user would use to illustrate the performance of the part in an unreasonable situation.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was basically saying.
But
it
that's,
just makes no sense at all.
what do you mean?
Well, it makes no, because the average, you know, like you were saying right now, the average consumer is not gonna, you know, the person that's buying that CPU is not gonna run that, you know, do that full test like that. You know what I mean? They just want to click the button and stream. You know what I mean?
Sure,
As
but
long as
that's
it
the whole
works.
point of that kind of test, is that it illustrates that, hey, if this thing can handle a load this high, it'll have no problem with whatever you want to do with it.
Right.
And then that was the whole thing with Gamers Nexus. They called it misleading, as if AMD had tried to hide any of the settings or anything, when they didn't. They clearly outlined all of the settings they used, all of the, you know, the encoding settings and all that. Like, there was nothing misleading about it. And certainly it's no more or less misleading than using a 3D Mark benchmark score as a
I wish Gamers Nexus would
facsimile
do,
for,
you know what I
you
wish,
know, real world performance.
you know what I wish Gamer Nexus would do is actually do an actual average computer. You know, somebody that's actually, you know, that doesn't get the high end parts oftenly, you know what I mean? And then do that test and see and say, here's the real world performance, you know what I mean? You know what you're expecting, you know, when you go out and buy like maybe like a 2600 or a 3600 instead of showing a high end CPU, you know what I mean?
Well, they review the lower end stuff too.
I don't feel like oftenly they do. Or talk about like average, you know, the average user, you know, here's, you know, what you're expecting when it comes to streaming. You know what I
I don't know.
mean?
I mean, like for Ryzen, they reviewed everything from, you know, the 1400 all the way up to the 1700X and 1800X, and same thing with the 2000 series. They reviewed the 2600 and all that all the way up to the 2800X.
Well, I just feel like Gamers Nexus does the higher end shit than compared to what most people are going to use. I mean, most people are not going to be benchmarking their system to, you know, to Kingdom Come and back. You know what I mean? They just
Well, but again,
want,
that's
they
the whole
just want,
point. Like, you use benchmarks as a tool.
right? Yes. Or to check your temps and whatnot to
Sure.
see where they lie.
You know,
To
but
see
like
you're not overcooking CPU.
if a streaming test like that is misleading, then so is using benchmarks as a tool to compare, because those are unrealistic loads, just like that streaming test is.
Well, like I don't really care for the synthetic benchmarks. Like they're not realistic to what we use them. Like how we game. Like,
Well, again, they're a tool. You know,
they're a tool, but like the thing is like the numbers are always seeming skewed, right? Like you go to a tech tuber and you use the same benchmark and the same CPU that they use, and it's like this is where the theory of YouTubers get like binned products more than the actual users. And to a degree, I think it's accurate at some point, right? I don't think they have a control over it per se as far as the YouTubers go, but like, I mean, I remember when the 2600X came out. It was the same exact ordeal, Pete, when they did the test for the 2600X versus Intel's high end, and the 2600X was performing better than their high end. And then, of course, you know, you had Steve coming around saying, "Oh, these are skewed. These aren't right." I'm like, come on, dude. And then, and that's the fucked up part, right, Pete? Like, they always have to use synthetic benchmarks to disprove where AMD is actually using real world performance and what people would use these for.
Yeah, even if it's an unrealistic
So-
load, it's still a real world program doing real world.
Exactly, and that's
number
my point.
crunching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And Steve's best fucking retort to this is, "We're just gonna go ahead and do a Cinebench." I'm like, what, dude? Like, no, that's not what people want. Fucking show people live streaming. He even had Epos Vox helping him out for his streaming because I guess
All people want to
Steve-
see. All people want to see. Sorry.
real world application.
Yeah, all they want to see is, does it run on OBS? Does it work at 60 FPS? And will I get the frames that I need while I'm streaming and gaming on one PC? That's
Yeah.
all I care about. Do I need to go invest in a second PC or not? That's pretty much the answer. And they give us the long beat around the bush answer to get to the point. Like, land your fucking plane and get to the point. You know what I mean? It's like Epos Vox was talking about, you know, like he was talking about CPUs. This is what I like about his channel. He'll tell you like it is. Okay, well, this CPU is way overpowered for streaming. You know, he'll get right to the point. He won't even show you a synthetic benchmark. He'll show you like live time how it works. Like, for instance, you know, with the AMD encoder, he was showing, yeah, okay, maybe this is why you don't buy an AMD, you know, card for this reason. If you're trying to do really high-end bit rates, playing fast motion games, but maybe if they fix their driver, you know, and get it together, then it will be even better. You know what I mean? Where Gamers Nexus will do, well, here's the fucking Cinebench scores, and I'm like, who gives a shit? Bro?
Even Jay is like Jay's 2 cents used to be, you know, he'll show you real world applications. But now he's even starting to do this whole Cinebench bullshit. It's like, dude, come on, bro.
Well, Linus is the only
Go
one
back
that
to
I
where
see.
you used to do,
Oh.
huh?
Linus was the only one that I saw that was actually doing a 4-window piece. He was showing X264.
That guy, remember when that guy was
NV.
doing like, yeah, remember when he was doing the first generation Ryzen test with like 4 8K monitors and shit?
Right.
Just to show that, yeah, the CPU is a fucking beast and it could totally do it.
Right.
Like, I like shit like that. I appreciate shit like that.
I like the fact that he had 4 different screens going on showing, or 4 different boxes showing all the encoders that are out there. And what your expectations are going to be going into it. At least Linus gives you that. And so does Epos Vox.
Yeah.
Now, Jay's, Paul's, and Bitwit, they're all showing you synthetics. Oh, yeah, here's the... I don't want to see a synthetic. I just want to see how it's going to react if I buy it tomorrow, my $450, where real world wise, is my $450 investment worth it?
Well, so I want to
Yeah,
see
right.
synthetics, but I want to see them in conjunction with real world numbers.
Right.
Because like I said,
I
they're
wanna
a tool
see-
just like everything else.
Right. I want to see less of synthetics. I want to see it, but not the whole entire video. Like, I want to see, like, you know, you rendering out a fake video.
And the thing is like I said, the synthetics aren't always a good representation of what you're using your CPU for.
Right.
I want to see DaVinci renders. I want to see Blender renders on 3D modeling. Those are the things that make me go, is that GPU or CPU worth it? Not this fucking, oh, well, look, Firestrike got fucking 300,000 score for this GPU or this CPU. It's like, no, dude, like, give me something that's right there in front of my face to where, like, I can see DaVinci times, I can see Adobe times, I can see Vegas times. I want to see the actual performance, not some synthetic bullshit.
Right.
And you know what? Back in the day, synthetics were okay. Like, that's when, you know, back then you could understand, like, okay, well, you know, I mean, this thing could barely run Crysis, so synthetic may not be that bad. At least it'll give you a rough idea. But people are getting tired of the rough idea. We want to see actual fucking in-game shit. We want to see real render times. And
Well,
as
take a look at
lately
the-
for me, that I've just been sticking with people that have been giving it to me.
Look
Like,
at
I'm not
Timmy
gonna-
Joe. Look at Timmy Joe, for instance. He's doing that now, not with
Yeah.
synthetics. He's doing more giving you synthetics and giving you game performance. He does a lot of gameplay of Metro Exodus, and he shows you, like, here's where the CPU level is, and here's where the GPU level is. Here's the heat. Here's your real world expectations.
Yep.
Same with
I can get behind that. Yeah.
same with Hardware Canucks lately. He's been going, well, here's this GPU or here's this mouse. Here's your real world expectations. You know, if you have bigger hands, this mouse is not going to work for you. But if you have this is where it shines. You know what I mean? So it's literally, you know, becoming, you know, do you go watch the review? What reviewer do you watch? Do you watch it for just the synthetics, and then you go in and go, well, you know, do I give a shit at that point? Because to me, when I watch a review, I want to see where is my $450, you know, if I buy a 3900 or 3950X or whatever. I want to see, you know, where my $450 investment's going towards before I buy. That's what I'm going to you for. I'm trying to get, you know, confirmation of what I'm buying. Is it, you know, way too overkill for my situation, or do I need to take a step down and save some money? You know, I'm not going to see just a whole hour worth of, you know, you benchmarking, because I can do that myself. I can just go out and buy the processor, say, fuck it, just buy it.
Yeah.
And just do the same shit they're doing and go, oh, yeah, here's confirmation. Oh, yeah, 50,000 score. All right, yeah, this thing's working great.
That's why I appreciate channels like where Linus was like showing you the render times between a high-end GPU from NVIDIA and a low-end GPU from AMD. There was like almost little to no differences for rendering. Like, I thought that was awesome. I'm like, yes, this is the shit that I appreciate. Please, more of this, please.
You know, I appreciate Linus for the monitor reviews and the, you know, some of the CPU stuff. You know, I appreciate them for it. You know, I appreciate like hardware unboxed. I like him because he goes through every single game and every single situation through a pie chart for you or a bar graph. And he'll let you know where the temperatures lie and where the frame rate lies. And he'll tell you at the end of the video who is it meant for. You know what I mean? And he won't show you like he'll show you a little bit of Cinebench, but he won't show you everything. It won't be a whole dedicated video towards it.
Yeah.
And to me, they should do like 2 different videos. Well, here's the synthetic stuff and here's the real world performance. You know what I mean?
At least that way we can see the, you know, I mean, at least that way the synthetics are, you know, it's justified for those that want that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I get it, synthetics. A lot of people have used the synthetics for competition. I get that. That's fine.
Well, it's like cars. You know, for instance, they you know, they put it in a non-real world situation and they go, oh man, this car's the best. And then it's like, where's the real world, like, you know, the gas consumption, this, that, and the third? They don't. So I kind of see it in that aspect. But I see your point, Gangster, though, with the whole Gamers Nexus and, you know, sometimes trying to be too, you know, too politically correct at times. You guys still here?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here.
Blue?
Pete's watching porn right now.
Yep. Watching porn while playing a game, man. I can multitask.
Your mom.
That's why we have 4 hands, dog.
What was the other one that they were trying to say? They were trying to, oh yeah, that's what they were all trying to do, all these tech reviewers, when the 5700 came out. They were all telling everybody to BIOS update the graphics card itself to a different BIOS. And then they turned around and did realize it was graphics drivers, and they had to apologize to everybody for a week straight, telling them they fucked up on the benchmarks and everything and how the performance was going to be, when a lot of other reviewers hold it off on that. That was the other annoyance I had when they were making out the 5700 to be like this bad card that AMD released when it wasn't.
Yeah, that shit drove that, like when I saw, okay, so here's the thing, like, I don't know about if you guys do this. Pete, I know you, I don't know if you watch streams like that, but like, I go look for streamers that use AMD hardware sometimes, like on Twitch.
Same.
I want to see if like they're using a regular 5700 or a 5600 or a 6060, you know, like I want to see like how their streams are doing for a single streaming PC setup before I make any decision.
I'm the same way, Brimstone, with that. I'll go watch somebody that has the card before I like pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Just to see what they're getting, what their settings are, and I'll ask them within stream if they don't mind what their settings are, what, you know, how's their game.
Yeah, because it's interesting, dude. It's interesting to see some of these streams, and you put them side by side versus someone like yourself that has a 2 PC stream setup, and it's like, yo, like this guy's keeping up with that, and I want to know why.
Well, I don't
And
have
a lot of
I don't have a dual PC setup anymore. I don't need
Oh,
it
okay.
anymore. I have a one PC setup because everybody comes to me and goes, man, like today I was streaming at 1080p 60 and I forgot to turn the, because I was recording a video gameplay footage wise on OBS and I forgot to turn it off 1080p down. And you were like, dude, this thing is running beautiful. I like, yo, and I'm like, and I played my footage back because I was in disbelief. People were telling me it's super clean. I thought they were joking with me.
Yeah,
And
like you were asking me when I was watching your shit. I'm like, yeah, dude, this looks really fucking nice.
I went back and I was like, oh wow, this thing does run really nice. And with Peach Trick and turning off Psycho visual tuning on the GPU itself, like Epis Fox says, it's running super fucking smooth. I'm like, wow. It doesn't stutter every once in a while. Yeah, but that's normal OBS though. That's on one PC setup. You can't stop that. That's just gonna happen naturally. Every once in a while when it lags, it's here and there. It's like every like couple of hours, if you know what I mean. So I kind of changed my mindset on the whole to dual PC setup type deal. Changed my mind real quick when you see your footage looking so perfectly clean and it runs smooth. Kind of got my mind changed because you really don't need a dual PC setup really, unless you really are a quality snob like I used to be. And you have to have, you know, the purest streams ever, but then you're limited by capture card or NDI at that point. So that question comes out, do you really need a dual PC setup unless you're really wanting to offset your load to something else? And you want the purest, you know, the purest everything, and you don't want to have to worry about anything. But then it comes down to what me and Pete were talking about like a month ago. You know, then it adds in, you need extra cables because you got to separate the audio between different places. What happens if you're using a headset? Then it just becomes a complicated, you know, bitch and a half to do what you need to do.
I mean, that's the whole reason I don't want to run two PCs is because it'd just be a huge bitch.
It wouldn't be worth it for you.
No, especially because my system runs it
More
great.
power, more big, you know, a bigger power supply, a bigger power bill for what? For an extra few frames without pixelation? Like, woo. I mean, I'm sure, like, sure, if you're like a big streamer and you have that kind of money coming your way, by all means, but
well, I can
someone like ourselves,
especially if you want to do like, you know, 4K streams, you know, that look really nice and shit like that. Okay, fine, you know, fair enough. But most people aren't doing that.
Well, I could see it if you have a spare PC in your house and you don't want to sell it and you want to, you know, do it that way, or a laptop and you want to do NDI where you run it from one PC to another through your LAN connection. I could see it that way. But really, I've kind of come off my pedestal off the whole dual PC thing because there's no need. It just jacks up your power. And especially in older homes, if you hit your, you know, that high wattage, you're tripping a breaker. And I've done that before. You know, having two PCs all at once going on, and especially in the summer with rolling blackouts and brownouts, it's just, you know, more shit to go wrong, more wires to deal with. I become more condensed down, less wires, the better for me. So that's why I kind of got rid of the dual PC setup. Less wires, the better for me. And then that's just, you know, more taxing on your router too. Think about it.
Yeah. More, yeah. I was just gonna say that. Like that's more heartache for your fucking poor little router, especially if it's not made for it, dude. It's gonna push your whatever CPU your router has over the limits, and that's probably what happened to my shit. Like I probably pushed it too far.
I mean, dual PC setups are good if you want to just have, you know, you want to record footage and you just want to have it off to the side, but then you're limited. That's the one thing. You're limited how many frames you want to do at that point. You're limited by the capture card or the NDI setup, what you do.
Right.
At that point. NDI is great. I tried NDI between capture card. NDI, I will take NDI just because you don't have to buy a capture card and you can throw that signal off to another PC in your house and then stream. It looks just as good as a capture card or even better in some places, but it does have a distinct little lag. But really the average user, and this is the argument that I got into an argument with, you know, somebody, a fellow member of the RT community, is does 1080p 60 at 6,000 matter? Does it matter when you're streaming? And my answer was, no, it doesn't, because of you're choking your demographic of people that are mobile streamers or mobile viewers. You're choking them to death. Because if you're somebody that's living on a mobile, a mobile network, and you're streaming at 6,000, they can't even view you, so you just lost a follower.
Yeah.
In that way. I mean, don't get me wrong. YouTube. I wish Twitch would go the YouTube direction with their
Let you
encoding,
downscale it. Yeah.
and it'll automatically, decode and encode for you off their servers. Kind of how DLive does their shit too, and Mixer now starting to go that way. Like, I feel Twitch could potentially, upgrade their shit and make it better for the consumer.
Yeah.
That's trying to stream.
Yeah,
on the
let you
platform.
stream at 1080 60, but for the mobile viewers, they could watch it at 720 or 480. Why not?
Right. And even if you do the slider on Twitch, as I was told, you still get a buggy experience.
Yeah.
So Twitch has a lot of things they need to upgrade as far as, decoding and encoding goes. That's what I like about YouTube, and that's what I like somewhat Facebook is doing that too, with the decoding and stuff like that. I mean, their platform is meant for mobile gaming, or mobile viewing it on mobile. I wish Twitch would get with the times with that. You would think with Amazon behind them, with their streaming services that they have, they would automatically upgrade Twitch, but they don't.
Yeah.
What the? Okay.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
Did you want to talk about the vape channel?
Yes, got new graphics done on it. Got the avatar. Got all the stuff for it. We launched the Facebook a couple of days ago. I started uploading images from our community there because they were showing off these lovely things. So, looks really clean, dude. I really like the design.
I like the fact you could change it to different colors. The
dude,
background to different colors.
My dude, like he really pulled out for us. He really pulled it out for us. It looks really fucking good. I just love the way it looks, dude. I was like, I love the soft color. I love the overall design, because I told him I want to make it as marketable as possible, and that's what he did for me. He made sure that the entire thing was marketable for us, and he made it clean. He didn't make it over too overly gaudy like some of the other stuff he's done. Like, cause I tell him all the time, like, don't give me that gaudy shit, dog. Just give me nice, clean, simple, something that looks sick. Like, I'll take that. Give that to me.
So if you're asking guys in the chat or in the audio, and you come and ask us, what is the vape game? It's going to be a whole bunch of stuff dedicated to vaping, education, unboxings, our opinion on things, and yes, we are going to be straightforward with you and blunt about certain vape juices and whatnot to our own opinions.
Here's a few things that I've noticed. I've been looking into it because there have been some channels that I watched that have been taken down. Vaping Fagan just recently got his, I think, third strike. Vaping with Vic, his channel's been locked out for the last couple of weeks now because of what's been going on. Inside Smokers, he got a strike on his channel. I believe Jay Hayes is the only one amongst like Cloud Theorem and Rocky Mountain Vapes. They've been okay.
What's why are they getting strikes for?
The fucking juice, dude. The juice. If YouTube sees or knows, or you say it that there's nicotine in here, they will shut your shit down.
Then we'll just
so anytime you guys see me do juice, this is zero Nick.
Well, I'm gonna reword the name of it, so yeah, just to get over those bullshit claims, you just have to reword it or head to it. Can you head to it?
No, you only thing you could do is talk about the brand of it, and you could like share like the type of flavor it is, but you can't sit there and be like, oh yeah, by the way, this is 35 milligrams of nicotine. Like, no.
We could say 6, right? Can we say the number?
No, you can't do anything with nicotine.
That's stupid.
Nothing with nicotine, because they will.
How about on other platforms? Does that affect other platforms?
Just YouTube. YouTube's the only one. So far, YouTube's been the only one that's been actively going against the vaping channels. This time, a couple of years ago, Pete, you remember this? Gaming channels were the target. Remember? Like, gaming channels were like a huge no-no for
How
the
about doing
longest
videos on
time.
Facebook?
Facebook's fine. It's open. You could do whatever the fuck you want, which I plan on doing. In fact, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do separate videos,
That's what I'm saying.
separate unboxing situations. So I'm going to probably do an unboxing video twice with the same product, but different setups. So that way the content can be diversified between the two platforms. So you'll have a version of it. You might like it more on Facebook. Go to our Facebook page over at the Vape Game. You can do it at BitChute. You could do it at fucking any other site, but not Facebook, but YouTube. So YouTube, it's gonna be Zero Nick all the way through. Hardware, look at first looking into the hardware like this here, like my alien. Like there's a lot of things we can still do here on YouTube, which is why I'm still hopeful for it.
Right.
But try to keep the cussing down a bit because they're latching on to every little nuance about the person now on their channel. So we gotta make do with what we gotta make do, and I'm okay with that because, like I said, I want to make it a marketable channel. So that being said, if you guys are interested, you like vaping gear and juices and sub-ohm tanks, and if our opinion about this product, you know what I mean? Like, if you guys are down for it, go check out the Vape Game. We're the only one here. It's the only one that's actually marketing on that meme. That is why I call it the Vape Game, because it was a meme for the longest time. And I just thought it would be a kind of a fun thing to do. Let's hope it works out, because so far I still have to unbox this beast right here.
Hey man, I like to go. When Brimstone presented the idea, I wanted to go for the ride. So I'm happy to see this happening, and going for the ride. This is gonna be fun.
Dude, it took a minute. I'm not gonna lie, it took a minute, and some of it was me, some of it was him. And now that I think I figured out what my problem was, and I'm off those pills, like, I feel more creative than I ever have. I've been in a good mood.
We were stumped.
I've been fucking having fun with my streams recently. Like, it's amping up. Like, my creativity is kind of my workflow is coming back, and it feels really good, honestly. Like, it feels really good to be back. Like, I don't think if I ever have those issues again, I will ever take a pill for it again. I'll just try my best to deal with it the best way I know how, off to the side. Hopefully that'll work, and then I can just bounce back and do what I'm going to continuously do. So that is the goal.
I think a lot of it too was the fact that we were looking at the landscape and what kind of name to come up with, because we shot a whole bunch of names between each other for a while there.
For like 5 months.
For 5 months, and it was like a lot of it. Some of it stuck to the wall, and then some of it didn't. And then
yeah, because we wanted to see like how we could present this and have it be something that's cohesive.
And we were doing a lot of research behind it too. We did extensive research to see what works and what doesn't, and what people are mostly into, because we were looking at comic sections for a while there, looking at the pros and cons.
I was checking out Jay's channel. I was checking out
Ryan Hall,
Vaping Bogan, Ryan Hall, dude, like Squids. I've been looking at his channel lately. I wanted to see like what these guys are doing, and can we do it different? But not only can we do it different, but can we do it better? And that is my goal. Is I want to try to have a better vape channel, in the sense that we actually talk about the mods that we fucking vape on. For some reason, these guys don't do it. Not even Jay Hayes. Even Jay Hayes has mentioned it. Like, he doesn't talk about the mods he's on. And I think the biggest sell to get someone started on vaping are these things. These mods are pretty awesome. They're a lot of control features.
Well, I would show you guys mine, but mine's on the charger.
Yeah. I mean, what are the differences between, these two mods here, the two starter kits, and this? You know what I mean? Like, you don't see these going on YouTube. Even Vaping Kimmy doesn't even talk about stuff like this.
No.
She does unregulated mechs on top of these. So it's like, there's not a whole lot of diversification when it comes to the way the content's being presented here on YouTube. And I want to, between you and me, I want us to be that diversification when it comes to the hardware, between the juices, what games are we playing, what juices are, taste good while we're playing games that help us calm down without getting us mad. I want to talk about the nuances of vaping as well. I don't want to just be the typical cookie cutter channel. You know what I mean? And that's already hard not to do
You're
with
trying
any
to
channel
bring
you
in,
do.
you're
You
trying
know,
to bring in like the PC tech. You're trying to turn it
kind of,
the
yeah.
mix of it. You're trying to give people different, levels of where you want to go and how you want to do it,
And like,
and the
you know,
proper way of doing it.
and you know what's crazy is and amongst all these channels, I'm not seeing them talk about, oh hey, why does my tank leak, or why does the plug underneath the filter keep popping out and dripping all my entire mill down into my bottom airflow. Like, a lot of people don't talk about that stuff,
or
and
what brand to get, what brand to look
or what
for.
yeah, and what brands are unsafe, what brands are extremely untrustworthy that you've never heard of
Right.
before.
What batteries to get, or
Yeah, dude, like all the stuff that you don't normally hear about. I definitely want to be that person.
Share the horror stories too from our personal experiences. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, definitely. Like, these are things that I find are important, and I think anybody who's down for a decent channel to talk about these nuances of vaping, I think they could find some value in there for them. If they're like, Pete, he vapes and he smokes cigarettes. You know what I mean? My goal, and not just to Pete, like my goal would to get Pete off of cigarettes just so I could enjoy his company for a little bit more, throughout these years. But
Don't
you know
want
what I
to get
mean?
lung
Like,
cancer, right?
but I would want, but I would want to do that in a way that would make it entertaining for him. I'm not going to just tell him, oh, well, smoking's for losers, you shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Because if I'm going to say that, then I might as well just stop vaping, So like, and that's the thing too. There's a lot of channels on here that shit on smokers that are vape channels, and they don't encourage these people to stop smoking.
Well, there's a lot
they
of
shit on them for it, and
miseducation.
it's like, come on, guys, like we're trying to help people, not fucking shit on them.
There's also a lot of miseducation too when it comes to vaping. There's a shit ton of that going around, and it stirs people off the product.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. Because people are looking at these things, and and a lot of the audience that goes by the bylines of the news articles,
they would tell. Talk about Nicorette? Am I allowed to talk about that?
I don't know. But if you were to go by the news, right? Just the news, not anything you know. This is a bad device, and it will explode on you.
By the
Which
way,
you and I know that is completely untrue.
By the way, guys, the reason you turn to vaping, because a lot of people like myself, they tell you to go after the patches and gum. What they don't tell you is a lot of people have allergic reactions to that shit. Like they break out in hives, whatnot. Vaping.
Oh, especially the patches, because the adhesive on the patch.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not only laced in nicotine, but the actual the substrate that they use to bind it to your skin. Like, it is fucking. That's actually worse than most envelopes that you licked as a kid.
There's also a pill
going
around too. There's also a pill that's going around too called Shantex, and it is the quit smoking pill. But the downside of it, there is a lot of drawbacks for it. So I am a proponent of vaping.
I will be, dude. I will be a vaping dude for from here on out, dude. Like,
yeah,
I will forever preach.
My breathing has gotten better, and I used to be a 2-pack of Marlboro Reds a day.
Oof,
this guy smoked Marlboros. I smoked Marlboros back in the day when I was in high school.
I think I was up to 3 packs a day.
Literally. I also did cigars for the longest time because cigarettes weren't working for me. So I'd bust out, a Black Shark or a Black and Mild. Even Swishers, the big thick Swishers, not the small.
Oh, dude, those are amazing though.
They are pretty good. They are pretty good.
Do you guys mind if I talk about RT at all? Give an update.
Oh no, go for it.
Go for it.
The vape.
Oh, you're going pro. No, I'm checking.
Oh God. Well, the vape game is part of the it is part of the RT family. We are bringing a lot of things from RT over. Me, Pete, and Brimstone are working hard to bring you guys more and more that comes with it. Streamers and gamers, man. That's the main focus with us, and getting groups together to game together. Our whole philosophy is get together, game, have a good time, and help each other when it comes to streaming, gaming, tech issues, tech problems, things like that.
Yeah.
We got a website that is up and running. I am working on upgrading and working on it. It is a gilding site, I know, but it's something for now. That's where some of our written vape reviews will go for now. If it gets traction and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, then we will work on talking together as a group because we're a family here. It's not just my name on it and it all comes together. We talk it out before anything gets made out to you guys. There is a merchandise thing for RT guys. Get your shirts. All that. Does help us out. We are trying to get to TwitchCon this year. It'll be kind of our RT meetup for the year, where we'll meet up, hang out, drink some beer, have some dinner, whatnot, get to meet each other because it would be nice. But yeah, it's pretty much RT at this point. I mean, we're just working to get people in, come join us. We got a lot of stuff like the game talks, where we talk with the game talk all the time. The communities talk together.
Yeah, we're always brainstorming ideas for articles and stuff. I mean, throughout the week, Pete's usually posting articles, or Blue, or
if
Blue has an idea and he wants to talk about something, we'll do it because it's usually a pretty good idea, like his top 10s and stuff that we were doing.
If it wasn't for these two gentlemen telling me to come up with
Because
my
I'm
own
a genius, of course.
these own Discord and whatnot, RT wouldn't be back in the fold of things. And I appreciate these two individuals a lot because they're the ones that pulled me out of a hole that I was in from another community, and I appreciate them for it. All the wisdom and talking and whatnot. And I'm glad they're my co-leaders, EVPs. Gangster does a hell of a job up in RTE all the time. He's always looking at something, always telling me to improve something. The voice rooms was a big thing. He taught me how to do that. So that was really cool. And then Brimstone's always feeding me ideas, what we could do more within the community and whatnot.
How to word things, how to do our best to really just help people in general. I mean, yeah, we talk a lot of shit amongst each other, but
it's one big giant family. We all work together, and it's been really nice chemistry between all of us. Even Blue brings ideas to the table too, and it's just one big giant family, and this is what I love about the RT community. We all work together. If we're having a bad day, we try to get people to rise above it. And we're trying to help streamers. We go in and we try to bring them on into the Discord, and we try to figure out what's going wrong. Get them on the right path. Because it's a good time to stream. It's a good time to be on D Live. It's a good time to be on Facebook. It's a good time to be on any really platform. Really, it comes down to you what you want to do, and we're here to help you get there, whatever it takes. We're always here to help. We're always here giving you hardware, PC advice, whatnot, and that's what I love about the RT community. We help everybody as much as we can. And it'll be really nice to see each other at that TwitchCon, if it's not canceled because of the beer flu.
Because of the beer flu.
Damn beer flus. If it's canceled because of the beer flu, if they take it that personal, it's far away, September. If not, we'll find a way to come, together and meet each other one way or another, at that time. If they cancel it, we'll find a way. That's how we are. We'll figure it out, and we'll go meet in a location.
Bro, I was just gonna say, even if we don't make it to Twitch, dude, like I still think it'd be cool as shit to meet Pete and you in person, dude. Just
sure.
Go out, have a dinner or something, hang out, get an Airbnb, fucking just have fun, dude. Like that's one way or another, it's happening. I don't give a fuck, dude. It's happening.
And RT is on everything, by the way, guys. Instagram, Twitter, D Live, the community is there. It's on everything.
Yeah.
So if you're not into streaming, but you're kind of on that boat, come on down to the Discord and, put your name in the hat. I'm always down to have people stream on the accounts. Always. Helps out, get the name out there. We're also doing the whole vape game thing. I'm excited for that. You know what? I talk so much about vaping, and I'm always educating people. And, me and Brimstone, have turned, what is it now, 8 people into vaping at this point?
Yeah.
And
shit, we got people start on vaping and they're already doing RTAs and RDAs, dude. Like I still haven't touched that shit yet.
I probably never will.
I will.
I'm too scared of that. Catch my house on fire next. My next vape will probably be the G Priv 3 though. I'm kind of set my goals on that one. And guys, please don't do the Jewel pods. Please don't do the Jill pods and say there. I'm hitting the dank clouds. Please don't. Please don't.
All right, guys. I think it's about time we go to overtime.
Overtime.
So thanks everybody for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All that good jazz. We'll see you in a few minutes. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Touch me, daddy.
Peace.
Now that's